Booney and Joe Sports Channel proudly present Respect Women 110% t-shirts. These shirts come in 4 different colors: blue, pink, green, and yellow. These shirts cost exactly $25 US and Canadian. With each purchase, $5 will be donated to the Women's Breast Cancer Research Awareness. And don't forget, every Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, go to YouTube and search up Joe Sports Channel to catch up on new sports news and any special guests that may appear. And if you want to purchase more merchandise, go to joebooney48.wixsite.com/merch.
Welcome to Joe Sports Channel. You can follow me on Joe the Fighting Joe on Instagram. You can follow me on Taker Devil and hashtag Joe Sports Channel. Ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls of all ages, it is January 12, 2021, and I hope everybody is having a beautiful Tuesday evening. Folks, it's not Saturday, it's Tuesday, it's 8 p.m. Eastern Time here in London, Ontario, Canada, and I hope everybody is staying safe. Tonight, we're going to be speaking about the National Football League division rounds and talk about many other topics in sports and around the world. But first of all, I don't know how to start off saying this, so I'm just going to bring this man in, this icon, this legend, this scholar, however you want to call it. Folks, for the first time ever on StreamYards, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Mr. John Loaded from Lubbock, Texas. Hey, John.
How you doing?
I am doing fantastic, buddy. How you doing?
Not bad.
I would never have thought in a million years you could ever operate a computer and especially come on StreamYards. Who set you up?
Ron did.
Ron did?
Well, he knows about this stuff. I don't know much about it. Yeah, he got me going on it.
Well, I love this better than the phone call. I love it better than the phone
better.
call. It's a lot better. How you doing, my friend?
All right.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Can you please stand up? And I want to see that shirt. I want to see it on the show. I love it. I just love every bit of it.
I don't know if we can get a good picture.
If you stand up, what's it say? Move to the other, to the side. There you go. What's it say, John?
What's it say?
Yeah, what's it say? I know what to let the viewers know. What does it say?
If you're not with me, then you're a horse's ass.
That's right. If you're not with Mr. Leonidas, then you are a horse's ass. Well, John, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come on the show. First of all, what has happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers last Sunday?
I'm telling you, they went on a big slide. They've been on a slide since they played Washington. I don't know. They went for a big slide. I don't know. They just fell apart, as far as I'm concerned. They tried to come back, but they couldn't do it. They were down too far. And I was disappointed. I mean, I don't know. They started off the season great. They get about 11 wins in a row, and then they started falling apart. And I don't know what's the problem with them. Their running game's no good. And then their passing game, I don't know. It fell apart, too, after a while. They were dropping the ball. They were dropping the ball left and right. These receivers. I don't know. I don't know. Ben was frustrated. Everybody was frustrated, and I don't know. It carried on too long, and they lost a lot of games they should have won, and definitely should have been able to beat the Browns, but they didn't do it. So
the whole season, Mr. Lynette is dropping balls, and a lot of people are questioning the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, you know,
people are saying they should have not even made the postseason. Now, listen.
Well, they did all right. They got in there. But.
You got Ben Roethlisberger. You got what's his name? Claypool from British Columbia. And you got so many great veterans on that team. Now, I'm looking at the status. I'm looking at the stats for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are a good team. But for some reason, this team, especially the postseason, their running game is absolutely ridiculous. They can't even run the ball. They would get lucky if they could get 15 to 20 yards, but they got nothing. The running game is completely destroyed. They used to be a running team with Antonio Brown, wide receiver, Le'Veon Bell. Schnell had an okay game. Connor, I'm not a fan of him. You need a running back, a real running back.
They do. They need somebody like that. More power. Need someone bigger, more power. Look at the Titans. They got Derrick Henry. Look at some of these other teams. They got some guys that are got some size. Once they get going, it's hard to drop them down. You got these little guys, and they're going to throw them up the middle. They're not going to get too far. I'll tell you that. They don't get very far. But yeah, their run game fell apart, and then their offense. I don't know what happened. But they just ever since that game in Washington, they just weren't the same team. I don't think they weren't. They got. I think they lost confidence after that. I don't know what happened. They should get some big changes this coming off season. I hope they get some new people, or at least get a few new guys come in. Maybe get some fresh blood. Maybe I don't know. They need something happening.
What is the future with Ben Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh? Because he has a 1-year deal left. He said he will come back, but they asked him a question at the press conference. They said, "Ben, are you coming back?" Well, I first have to ask God, talk to my family, and I think he will come back. But was Ben Roethlisberger the problem this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or was it just the whole team around? Because I think Ben had a phenomenal year. A guy had an injury.
You're right. I think it was the whole effort of the team. I don't know. They just weren't. I don't know if it was on the same page or what was going on, especially those last 5-6 games there, and just trying to get to the postseason. They got in just on their record, but I'm telling you, all right, they give up that first game to Cleveland. It was a gimme game. They just basically give them up. The last game of the season, Roethlisberger never even played, and they just, I don't know, they didn't give a shit. They didn't care about that game anyway, but all right, they were going to get in anyway. Well, they go play on the next game, and they couldn't do. Oh, man, it was about 28-0 the first 15 minutes. It was unbelievable. I never seen nothing like it in my life. But give credit to Cleveland. They took advantage of all the mistakes. It was like 3-4 interceptions. I mean, you can't do that. There's no way. Not expect that.
We have a man that will tell you all about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, from Los Angeles, California, Johnny Savage. Welcome aboard, Johnny.
What's up?
All right. How you guys doing?
Johnny Savage, Land Lover. What's going on, Joe Booney?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, the Jaguars own the Steelers back in, 2017?
2017, yes, they own them. Listen, I would never have thought I could have on my show, on the panel, Joe Booney is the host, Mr. Lynette from Lubbock, Texas, and Johnny Savage from Los Angeles. That's a gift from God. Seriously, that's awesome. So, Johnny Savage, can you lower down the volume on your television, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages,
Johnny Savage?
California, Johnny Savage. Welcome aboard, Johnny.
What's up? Hey, Joe Booney, you're in a delay, Joe Booney.
Johnny Savage, Land Lover. What's
You
going
get
on?
rid of your YouTube. You're watching it on YouTube or Facebook, my friend.
Hey, the Jaguars own the Steelers back in, 2017?
Johnny Savage, can you try to? You're still logged in on YouTube.
I would never have thought I could have on my show, on the panel, Joe Booney is the host, Mr. Lynette from Texas, and Johnny Savage.
Johnny Savage, if you can still hear me, I just put you backstage because we're hearing echoing and we're hearing my voice repeatedly and repeatedly. Please try to go on your YouTube. You might be connected to YouTube. You might be watching the video and on my panel at the same time. Let me see if I can bring you back on. Better now?
Is that loud?
Are you good now, Johnny?
Can't hear.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me, Johnny?
Oh my God.
Okay. Log off and log in and log off. Okay. So Mr. Leonardis, he's having some problems.
Yeah, he's on a delay like there.
And he's been on my show many times, and this is the first time you're on the show, and you're doing pretty damn good. Anyways, we're talking about the Pittsburgh, so let's go back to that.
Well, you can talk about it. I don't know what to say now. They
Ben
did.
Roethlisberger.
Yeah, I don't know.
The end of an era in Pittsburgh for him.
Only if he retires. I don't know. I think he's thinking about it. You know that? Looks like he was thinking about it anyway. But maybe not. I don't know.
And
I wouldn't, can put all the pressure on him too. It wasn't his fault completely for those games.
Steelers did choke.
What was that one game that the Bengals? Where all they did was drop the ball the whole game.
The Cincinnati Bengals. You guys are dropping.
Couldn't even hold on to the ball. And they weren't bad passes. I don't know. They were just, I don't know. It wasn't like they were organized or something like that for the last few games, and then it showed the other game, and they just, man, oh man. All the errors that added up, they couldn't get back. They tried. They did it. They got some points. It was a high-scoring game, but they didn't have time to come back. And even though they're trying to get back in the game, but whatever. That's it for them this year. They got to the wild card. That was it. So
Welcome back, John.
I just hope that there's some changes in the wind. Maybe you might have to rebuild a little bit.
Is Mike Tomlin the answer for head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No, I don't know if he's the answer. He's been a good coach, but I think he was even scratching his head. He couldn't believe some of the stuff was going on. Just, the interceptions, all the foolishness, bad snap, all that stuff went on. Just one thing after another, and that's how they got so far behind right off the bat. That was unreal. You don't see that very often. So, they played good against the Colts. That was about the only good game they had. Even that was a tight game, but at least they played reasonable. But
now you look at the Cleveland Browns, a team that could not make the playoffs for years on end, like the Toronto Maple Leafs, long time ago. They make it every year now. The Cleveland Browns now, an 18-year drought has finally been crushed, crumbled, however you want to call it, shred, whatever you want to say. Cleveland Brown fans, congratulations. Baker Mayfield, yes, you are the answer for the Cleveland Browns. Great quarterback. Thanks to Christian Ricci from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Johnny, and the rest of the people out there. No matter what, the Cleveland Browns are a good football team, and they have a lot of competition ahead of them. Now, Mr. Leonardis, the Kansas City Chiefs, the best team in the whole league, against the Cleveland Browns in Kansas City. Is there any way, any chance that the Browns can keep that game tight, or you think Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are way too good for the Browns? Any chance for the Browns at all?
You wouldn't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. But the Browns would have to. Again, the Chiefs would have to have a bad game or something like that, and the Browns would take advantage of it. But just like the Steelers game kind of deal. But I can't see. They don't make too many mistakes. Very seldom do they give up any picks, or they're one of with the Mahomes, that offense is unbelievable. And I don't know. They do a lot. They can do it all. So they're favored to win that game. I think they'll take it. Yeah.
This is a big game, Mr. Leonardis, and if there's a way the Browns can pull it off.
Can you imagine that if they did? Oh.
You know what? I would be very, very blessed and proud for Brown Nation, because I know exactly what they're going through all those years, and they finally have the opportunity.
Well, yeah, they did have. But they got better all season. They got better.
They have.
And the other team that did that was even better was Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills, going from an 0-16 team to winning 11 games for the first time in years on end, John. And you got to congratulate them. You got to give credit to Myles Garrett. You got to give credit to the coaching. people in the protocol, people who have COVID-19, most of the coaches in Cleveland, they're out. And you had what? A defensive coordinator, an offensive coordinator that coached the Cleveland Browns, won in Heinz Field. That is history for the Cleveland Brown Nation, Mr. Lodonatis. So you got to give credit to them. I'm sorry that the Steelers lost. I wanted the Steelers to win. I was wrong. I thought the Steelers were going to conquer the Browns, but it was the other way around. It was too late.
No,
absolutely too late.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was hard to watch, actually, but not from a Steelers point of view.
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland loved it.
Sarah says, we'll always be a Pittsburgh fan no matter what.
Well,
John, will you always be a Steelers fan yourself, too?
That's good. Oh, yeah. They'll you know what? Hey. There he is.
Hey, what's up?
We can hear you finally, man.
All right.
What's up, Joe Booney?
I'm doing good. What's up, buddy? How you doing, brother? You good, Johnny Savage over there? Can you hear me?
What are you on the delay, man?
Because you're on YouTube. You're on YouTube. Go on your Facebook, on your link on Facebook, and click it there.
Okay.
Thank you.
See if that does it.
There. I sent them a link on Facebook. Don't come on here because when you click on here, you're going to have the same problem as many other people who've had.
Oh, yeah, it's a delay on there, but you're on StreamYard or whatever.
I'm on StreamYard. So he clicked StreamYard, but he's still watching it on YouTube. That's how we got the link.
That's right? Okay, you got to get right on there now.
Yeah. So anyways, John.
That's too much.
Kansas City, Cleveland.
Huh?
Kansas City or Cleveland? What's your last draw for that?
Kansas City.
Kansas City?
I can't see them not winning it, but I'm going for them to take it. That's for sure. Whoop.
Can you hear me now, Johnny Savage?
Yeah.
Oh,
You got he has to go on. He has to go on.
he was on there for 2 seconds.
I could hear the echoing in the background.
Yeah, but I could hear him talk right away.
This is what happens when you come on the show and you click this and you get problems because there's another link connected to it. It's okay. Anyways, Kansas. I'm picking Kansas. 34-20. One of our supporters says the Booney Believers. That's a very good.
That's not
Kansas Chiefs going to win. I'm going to pick. The final score, I believe, is going to be 37-24. The final, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, you're a little bit higher, but yeah, probably something like that. I think the Browns will still play a good game, but I don't think they can.
Fingers crossed. I'd love to see the Cleveland
That'd
Browns.
be something. It would be an upset of the century. I mean, it would
Oh yeah, that's an upset of
Cleveland would go nuts.
Oh yeah, the city, the state of Ohio would go nuts.
Well, they need it.
You know,
they should get it. Their Ohio State got beat by Alabama, so
that was great. I was happy Alabama State won. Now
Alabama's just something else. They're something else.
This is the game to talk about that a lot of people thought the Baltimore Ravens were nothing and nobody, but they are the most dangerous teams in the National Football League today. They're more dangerous this year, folks, than last year, because last year they were the best team. They said they're going to go to the Super Bowl. This year they made it into the wild card. Barely made the playoffs. They conquered. They conquered in the wild card. They beat the Tennessee Titans by a touchdown. They're going into Buffalo, New York. Mr. Lodonatis, that's going to be a game to never, ever forget. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Can they get it done on the road?
What, they're in Buffalo?
They're in Buffalo.
Well, I don't know. They should be able to. That should be a good game, though. That one's wow. That one's going to be tough to call on my end. I just they're pretty evenly matched, I'd say. Really, but you want me to pick on that one?
Yes.
I'll take Baltimore.
Better now, Johnny?
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
Hey, that's working finally. Holy smoke. I told you I sent you a link on Facebook.
No. The reason why I was on my laptop and I wanted to get a bigger screen going, you know what I mean? And I don't know why it would happen with my going on my laptop instead of my phone. I'm on my phone now.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Thank you for your schedule to come on the show. Johnny Savage. It's an honor to have Mr. Lodonatis from Lubbock, Texas, a guy from California. And your host, Joe Boone, out of London, Ontario, Canada. Thank you, guys.
I got my Jaguar ball.
I see that. You're a big Jaguars from California. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Hey, I want to tell John Lemonades. Remember back in the day, 2017, we owned the Steelers? Remember that Ben Roethlisberger wanted to retire?
That's the past. I want to talk about Johnny Savage. Who's winning, the Kansas City Chiefs or the upset, the Cleveland Browns? What are you taking on that?
Cleveland Browns? What did you say? Repeat that. I'm sorry.
Patrick Mahomes or Baker Mayfield? Who's winning it?
Patrick Mahomes going to win it all. This is going to win the whole thing, honestly.
You think the whole thing? Okay, let's talk about the Buffalo Bills for a second. Their situation with Lamar Jackson, one of the hottest teams in the month of December and January. Who's winning that game?
I think Lamar Jackson is going to win it. I think they're going to win. They're going to win. You know, Lamar Jackson he's pretty good.
I'm picking Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens too. I think the Baltimore Ravens are a very scary team, and I think they're the only team that can beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the championship game. Because Lamar Jackson, let me tell you something. I'm not a fan of him, but that guy can run. What he proved day in and day out the last weeks on end, folks, be careful what you wish for, especially for Raven Nation out there. For Bilal Halbouni, my flesh and blood cousin, my second cousin, your team's looking good. You got the best kicker in the National Football League. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win by 3, 27-24, the final.
True. What do you think about the Baltimore Ravens and the KC if they meet up in the championship?
I think the Baltimore Ravens, no doubt, to win that game. Absolutely.
You think so?
Absolutely. I think the Ravens know how to control Patrick Mahomes, and I think the running game for the Ravens will win the game in Lamar Jackson's arm. I think so, personally.
So, what do you think about the lamb chops against Green Bay Packers?
Well, okay, you brought that up. Let's talk about the Hey, we're going to win the Super Bowl. I told everybody from day one, we're not losing any more games this season. We didn't lose any games. I think it's going to be a very intense game. It's going to be hard with Aaron Donald to control, but the Green Bay Packers will win by 2 touchdowns. John, who's winning, the Packers or the Rams?
Packers.
Packers?
Packers. I'm rooting for the Packers, Joe Booney. I'm rooting for the Packers. I don't like the Rams. And
Rams?
I know – but, because reason why family, but, reason why I think Ramsey is going to put a good defense on your Green Bay Packers. Mm-hmm. So that's one person you got to worry about is Ramsey, right? Ramsey's the hustler on the field. What do you think about that?
They're bumped up. The Rams are bumped up, They're bumped up. Very bumped up. And I look at the potential with the LA Rams. They're a good team, but they're not good enough to beat Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. You look at the coach, it's his second year, and the relationship between Aaron Rodgers and Matt, absolutely unbelievable. It's like two brothers, same bloodline, right? So
it's a good game.
And the game I want to talk about, the last time you will ever see Drew Brees versus Tom Brady, because there's been rumors and there's been people out there, and I think Drew Brees has said that this will be his final game. Now, we're not 100% sure on that, like Phillip Rivers' situation, CBS is saying, but is Drew Brees good enough to beat the hot 11-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers in New Orleans, or are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just going to run over Alvin Kamara and the New Orleans Saints?
I think Drew Brees, he's right now he's has the eye of the tiger. I think he's motivated to win, to bring it back to to New Orleans. And Tom Brady, I don't know. He needs Belichick to give him schemes, because Belichick kind of like Belichick helped Tom Brady win games because he gave him schemes, you know what I mean? And I don't know about his coach now, that's gonna give him, those schemes, because you need schemes to win a game. If you're totally need to win, you have to have some ways to win. And I think Tom Brady's gonna lose. I hate to say.
You think Tom Brady's gonna lose?
Yeah.
What about you, John? What do you think about that game? Because that game is going to be it's going to be one for the books. And you said you can't wait to watch a game with Gronk and Jessica and everybody. Who are you picking that game and why?
Yeah, I think that'll be a hell of a game. You got two of the best quarterbacks ever. And 2 years ago, they were supposed to meet up when Brady was with the Patriots, and the Saints got screwed. They should have went to the Super Bowl. They got screwed. The Rams went in. Most boring Super Bowl ever with the Rams. It was okay, but how boring can you get? It was like 13-3.
That was boring. It was boring.
It was a boring game. It would have been an exciting game. So now this is like a repeat, but now Brady's with a new team. He's been playing phenomenal. I mean, it's a trap shoot. I don't know. It could be just up to a few mistakes who's going to win that one. But
let me ask you guys.
I would say the Saints are a little bit better, maybe overall.
But let me ask you guys something. Okay, Tom Brady made it, bro. He made it without Belichick. Without Belichick. I mean, what do you think of Brady? I mean, I think he's all-time quarterback. I mean, he did it without Belichick, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He kind of like struggles. You know what I mean? He struggled to win. You know, all some games were like it was like a struggle. I mean, not like with the Patriots, they would like walk all over other teams like no problem, right? With Belichick. Yeah. But Brady won with his skills, not with Belichick's skills, with his skills, and he did it
with his skills. But let me pause you for a sec. The beginning of the year, he had a hard time working with that team. Okay, so they had to kind of use the New England, bring back the New England plays like the Gronk and all, because he didn't use Gronk much at the beginning of the year to the end of the year. If you look at that, who do you use mostly? Mike Evans, Antonio Brown. Finally, start to pick it up. I'm not a fan of Antonio Brown at all. No respect.
Me either.
I think that guy is absolutely a filthy animal, and he's a radishing cougar. And he's very disrespectful to the national traitor. And he's a traitor to the United States of America, one of the greatest countries to stand in.
Exactly. You know what? I agree, man. That guy is he's no good guy, man. He's no good guy. No, he doesn't respect women 100% like Joe Booney. You know what I mean?
He's worse than Benedict Arnold.
That guy is dirt. He's dirt. He's dirt, man.
I swear to God, Gronk, Mr. Laurinaitis, his beautiful dog has more respect for than Antonio Brown any day. You know?
Well, he's got more respect now because he stays at the barn now because he's not going to chew up another pair of my $500 Tony Lama cowboy boots. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Damn dog.
Now, folks,
around,
what do you out of all these the next Saturday and Sunday? What's going to be the best games you think? Are they going to be all close, tight? Because I think every single one, personally myself, are going to be very good. I'm not sure about the Chiefs and Browns, but do you think this is going to be like the wild card weekend? It was really good, really intense, or what? Joe
Booney, I think the Green Bay and the Rams is gonna be a great game. It's gonna be, because it's cold, and I just love that you guys are gonna walk over the Rams, because it's cold, and the Rams are not gonna be able to. They're not cold weather team. Think. And then the other team was playing is the Browns. That's gonna be a great game. And
you think so? You think the Browns have a chance, Johnny said? Is that what you're telling the Booney believers?
I think they have a chance, man. But your team is gonna be more. Your team game's gonna be the best, and that game number 2 is gonna be the Browns.
Okay. How about you, Mr. Laurinaitis? What do you think? What are you most interested in all those 4 games? What's your favorite one?
I don't know. I still want to see only because of the quarterbacks, Tampa Bay and Saints, because they should have matched up 2 years ago in the Super Bowl. I want to see that. I just want to see Brady and Breeze go at it together. I want to see.
Oh,
because they're on. You know what I mean? Breeze could be on his way out. Brady's still gonna. I don't think he ever wants to quit, but he's something else. He doesn't look like a day over 35. That guy. He looks so young. I'm telling you, he's got the arm still. So we'll see. That's one I'm kind of most interested in from that standpoint of the quarterbacks matching up, because they both had great careers, long-time careers. Now that Brady's on a different team, but still, he's been playing like a trooper last couple games, back to his old self again, and he's giving her. So we'll see.
I wanna bring up that call, the worst no call ever since in the Rams. I want to bring that up, Mr. Leonardis, because
that was unbelievable.
Absolutely ridiculous. Like,
I mean, I think I don't know what happened there. That was bad. What, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and they didn't get in.
yeah,
They hit to the head. The guy
Really
goes,
bad.
it was
It was
ridiculous.
a blatant hit. They should have called back, and that was the end of that. There was no need for that, but that screwed them up. That's why I want to see this, even though it's Tampa Bay's a different team than the Patriots. Now, if it was the Patriots with the Saints, with Brady with the Saints as the Patriots probably win. But that's all changed over now. But you never know. They still have a good chance to could win it. It'll be interesting how that one goes down. That's my take on that, only because the quarterbacks. I wanted to see them before, and I didn't get to see it before. It would have been a great Super Bowl. I think better than the one with the Rams. But I mean, the Rams won it, so they were happy. But yeah.
But John, I mean, your Steelers played hard. I mean, your team's still a really good team. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why Roethlisberger threw all those interceptions? I don't understand that, man.
First of all those interceptions. There was some tip. There was some bounce. There was it was like you know what? From the first play, it reminded me of the Seattle Seahawks just ripping through Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. Do you remember that Super Bowl, Johnny Savage?
Yeah, I remember that.
49-48, and they killed him, and that's what that snap Pouncey did. I knew it was over from that snap, and unfortunately, that's how it goes. Steelers are a phenomenal team. Big Ben's a phenomenal quarterback. People are saying Big Ben is too old. What are you talking about? The guy is a future Hall of Famer who has 2 Super Bowls, who has an MVP or more. You got to give respect for the guy. You really do, and people have no respect for Big Ben Roethlisberger. Over the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially Mike Tomlin, you should not be watching the National Football League. I'm sorry to say.
But you know what? I don't respect Roethlisberger anyways, because I know I heard that he wasn't respectful to women, but I don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm not talking about that. But Roethlisberger was, when the Jaguars played him in 2017. He like threw interceptions like left and right. Like what's going on with him? Like is he losing it?
I'm gonna comment after what you said about Big Ben, and then John has to say something about that too, because John told me a story one time when he was at the grocery store in Texas. Let's play this and see the worst call in NFL history.
All right, you got it.
Please listen.
Quick snap, Breeze.
Absolutely, like you don't call that.
No flag for Tommy Lee Lewis. Nikhil Roby-Coleman delivered a hit.
I don't understand.
And the 2 officials.
I don't look. It's a blindside hit.
Oh,
and the ref was right there.
Well, if Nikhil Roby-Coleman plays the ball, it's an interception. It's probably going the other way with it. I mean, the ball's on the other side of Roby-Coleman, and
absolutely hideous.
That is hideous.
Justifiably upset.
And you know what, folks, guys? The Saints would have won that Super Bowl that year because the Saints are a better team. They're a lot better than New England, and they would have smashed the Patriots.
They would have.
Now, you said about the comment about Big Ben Roethlisberger. Well, they were not respecting him 110%. Let me tell you something. Have you noticed they always go after the best players, the best coaches? The evidence out there, Big Ben Roethlisberger did nothing. Now, John, you told me something about the grocery store one time. Can you please bring it up if you want to?
Please.
Grocery store. Oh.
Yeah, the guy who was a Steelers fan, but he was talking about.
Yeah, the guy's in there, and he had a Steelers shirt on or whatever, and I said, "Oh, you're a Steelers fan?" He's like, "Yeah." He says, "Yeah, I am." I said, "Oh, that's good. It's on mine." He said, "Really?" And I go, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." And then he, I don't know, Roethlisberger came up in the conversation. I don't know what we said. It was a while back. Oh, well, I like the team, but I don't really respect Roethlisberger because I think he's what did he say he was? Pedophile. I said, oh, come on now. I surely don't think he's a pedophile. Well, he supposedly was screwing around with these 16-year-old girls. And I said, well, is that proven? And he's like, well, not really. But so I said, well, you're just taking it offhand that he did it. So I said, whatever. You can still respect the team. You don't respect him. Well, I don't know about that. So I said, well, whatever. You can see you later.
It's kind of like it's a rumor. It's like Johnny Savage went and burnt a jersey. Somebody said he did that, but there's no evidence exactly like that. Or Johnny Savage told Joe Booney to screw off. He's a bad person. There's
more like a rumor, right? So I mean,
it's a rumor. Johnny Savage.
I mean, okay, but I mean, I said, well, whatever. I said,
It's like that song.
In my life. I've never heard of it before. I said, can't be that big a deal. I never heard about it. I said,
but I know Joe Booney respects 100%.
Oh yeah, I know, and that would be the not so respectful, but they're saying, well, it's like anything else.
But I think didn't he get sued for
like I don't know about that, but
inappropriate stuff.
You want to Big Ben Roethlisberger?
I don't know.
Talk about.
I guess we have to Google that
situation. Look at Brown's situation. Look at all those other guys. Look at Elliott from the Dallas Cowboys running back. Okay, you keep talking.
He just beats up his wife in the elevator.
Stopping your
Bettis. Remember Bettis too? Jerome Bettis. He got knocked out off the show. He did, Jerome Bettis. Hear about that?
I don't remember.
I heard something, but what was that? What happened there?
Something about a woman, inappropriate.
Oh yeah.
Act. Well, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, there you go.
I think some football stars think they're beyond superior.
They're you know what? They're highly paid guys, and they think they're superstars, rock stars of the sporting world, I guess. So some of them try to maybe take a little bit of advantage.
I know. But I just don't like. I just don't like that.
It's just like anybody, like in Hollywood when the director back in the day,
Yeah, exactly. I know it's true, man. But I get Roethlisberger's a talented kind of guy, but and Bettis, all guys are talented in the field, but you gotta treat women respectful. You know what I mean?
Well, that's true. We got that. That's right.
I look at all these relationships, and I like to always bring us on the show on a daily basis when I have the opportunity to. And thank you for bringing that up. I'm not perfect in life. Excuse me. I made mistakes in life. I'm not Mr. Perfect like WWF. He wasn't even perfect. I see these beautiful, amazing angels, even beautiful guys that are in a relationship. And these girls are locked. They're stuck with these absolutely hideous guys that treat the girl unfairly, disrespect. And I tell people, why are you in this relationship? Well, we can't go. They're locked together. It's like locked. It's like it's like this is in a bag. You can't open the bag up. They're locked. They're trapped. They don't know where to go. And I'm saying to myself, for the love of God, one of the greatest quotes out there once upon a time an old man used to say, a real man never hurts a woman. God counts every single tear from a woman. You got to love women. You got to love them, because without women, you wouldn't be standing here. I wouldn't be speaking to you in this beautiful mic that is made from Germany and this beautiful camera that is made from Yugoslavia. Okay? So let's be proud. Let's be blessed. Let's come together. Enough is enough with disrespecting women, disrespecting human beings in general, disrespecting animals. Just be respectful. I'm not going to be so nice. But just be 50-50. If the guy disrespects you, the girl disrespects, just walk away. Don't say anything back, because you know what? Two wrongs don't make a right.
Exactly.
Like John, you are a husband. You're a husband. You got a beautiful wife. You got children. If you had a son, hopefully you have a son. Not a son. Hopefully you have your son gets married one day. And he disrespects his wife or fiance, however you want to call it. You're going to call it on that, right?
What's that?
You're going to call your son out right on it.
Yeah,
Right?
I wouldn't be too clean, right? No.
Because that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. You're a good father. You had a father that raised you at the age of, when you were little, he passed away at 8. But you know what right from wrong is.
Well, yeah, we do. But as I say, what's the word? Some of these big shots, they think they're big shots. They're not really big shots. They're just, there's pro athletes. What else we got? Some of the actors, high-end actors out there in Hollywood, out your way.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
They tend to think they're above the law, or they have extra privileges with the ladies and all that stuff. But like Joe Booney said, there's that what do you call that? We call that the bad boy syndrome, where some young girls and even older ladies go for the bad guy. You know what I mean? Like he might be a bit abusive, but they like him because he's comes off real charming when he's talking to other people. But then at home, he's a horse's ass. Might as well say it.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. If you
they got to get out of those relationships, and some of them just get stuck in there and they don't get out. And the earlier they get out of that shit to find someone that'll treat them with respect, the better it is too. But they stay in there too long, and then they get into a rut, and then they start putting up with that garbage. That's what happens after a while. I'm used to it. It's okay. I forgot to buy the beer this week or some stupid excuse. That's why he hit me. Well, no, that's not an excuse. So
Not excuse. No, not excuse.
and that's
go buy your own beer.
going back to that point with Ben Roethlisberger and going back to the point with these guys, like Elliott's proven, Ben is not proven. But when you have a guy who's in the NFL, people look up to him. Do you want your child? Do you want your granddaughter, grandson to look up to a guy who used to abuse his wife or his girlfriend or however you want to call it? You really want that for your children? You look up them in the NFL, but you're going to look up to them. Outside of the NFL too. I'm a big Ben fan. I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. I watch him in the NFL as a Packer, but I watch his live streams as well. If I know Aaron Rodgers is a horrible, disrespectful, really bad person, I won't watch him in general. But Aaron Rodgers is a good person. Johnny Savage is a good person. My point is just love each other. That's all it is.
Yes, no disrespecting, no hate, and all that stuff.
Oh, hey, no.
Just like Kobe Bryant, he was like I said, he went in the media, social media with Kobe Bryant, but he became a good guy after. You know what I mean? He apologized and stuff, but it's being a sports idol to people, and it gets to your head sometimes, and it happens with the team too. You hang out with guys in the team, and they're just the same way too. So like they follow people, like what would they do? So
yeah,
people are followers. Some people could be followers, and they get caught up.
Don't be a follower. Be a leader.
Exactly. I was taught by that. Don't be a follower, be a leader, right, Joe Bunny?
That's right. Mr. Lodonatis is a leader for his farm, a leader for his family. When you're married, when you have kids, you're the leader of the house. You're not the follower, because if you're the follower, believe me, you're not going to do anything in life.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to follow me. I want people to be leaders of themselves and move forward.
Exactly.
Just come together. That's all I'm asking.
Come together. Well, Joe Bunny, I gotta go. I gotta make some dinner for the wife. She's coming home right now, and I want to get stuff going for her. I'm trying to make some put the candle lights on, and and have a romantic night. And I'm making some steaks. So
all right.
I'm making a romantic dinner for my wife. So she works hard. She works in medical company, and pray for her, you guys out there, and
that's right.
Everybody be safe out there and be strong, and just just wear a mask, you guys, and because it's really bad in LA. People are dying out here, and my wife works in the front lines, so just pray for my wife and pray for California. Hopefully we can get better again, and the hospital and doctors are real heroes to me, actually. In these sportscasters, I mean, these sports idols, like people are playing in the playoffs. Pray for the doctors out there, you guys, and nurses out here, especially in LA, because we are suffering out here, and people are dying.
That's right.
I want to say something, Johnny Savage, before you go. Three things on my mind. First off, I want to say you're a great human being, and California is a great state. And United States, I'm with you. I will always stand for you, and I will always fight for you. America will always be in my heart. Canada, America, we're allies, but especially the United States of America. You guys are in my heart, and I will always love you to the last breath I have on this earth. And my second thing is, I want to thank your wife for her service. Thank your wife for helping the people out there who are sick, frontline workers. She deserves a lot. And last thing, what's going to happen in the Super Bowl? Who's winning the Super Bowl?
It's gonna be the Green Bay Packers and the KC
Kansas City Chiefs. Okay.
That'd be a hell of a game.
Thank you so much, Mr. Savage, for coming on the show. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule once again.
I love you. I love you, Joe Bunny. I love you, John Laminares. You guys are cool guys. And hopefully we can hang out when this pandemic's over. I know Joe Bunny turning 21 years old, and it's going to be a great birthday for you, Joe Bunny.
Hook me up, Johnny Savage. You know what that means. Just hook me up.
I wish we could hang out and have a good time. Maybe hang out in Vegas. I'll meet up there in Vegas and have a good time. I'll show you Vegas. And maybe, I was telling John Laminares, I was telling Joe Bunny that they have them a range. They have machine guns. They know, like, you like guns.
Oh yeah.
They have different kind of machine guns. You can shoot guns, and we can have a great time there. All of us. Joe Bunny. I want to see Joe Bunny. We go live with Joe Bunny shooting a AK-41 or something like that. That'd be cool. That would be a great show.
You never know. Don't count out the Booney, and do not count out the Booney believers. We are capable of a great life. Trust me.
Would that be awesome? Would that be awesome, John Laminares? See Joe Bunny shooting some guns at the range?
What we should do too is, I know this is a sports show, but let's get off topic. We should go hunting, all three of us. We should all go hunting, and we should get some deer, have some meat, and have a good time. It's good to come together. Believe me,
Yo, go to Texas. We'll go to Texas visit John Laminares.
That'd be great.
All
Thank
right.
you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, good night, guys, and I'll be listening to the show.
Thank you.
I'll be listening when I'm preparing the special meal for my wife.
Make
She
sure
works hard.
You make a medium rare steak in my honor. All right.
I will, man.
you go. Make sure you press that subscribe button, share it out to everybody, because I need people to understand that Mr. Lodonatus is on the Booney Show. Thank you, Johnny.
All
All right, good night, guys. Love you guys.
Take care.
Good night.
Mr. Lodonatus. That was epic. Mr. Savage on the Booney Show.
Oh, Gary finally got going there.
That was great.
Just had a little technical problem, but that can happen with this stuff.
And I was frozen for like a couple minutes too.
Yeah, well, that's the trouble. It was might have been bad leads too. Who knows?
Could be one from Lubbock.
Long distances here.
It is, but what's really interesting? You even told me the Australian interview went pretty good for a long distance interview.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was pretty good,
Sound is good. The sound is good.
Well, I got this beautiful Blue Yeti mic. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's your new one you got. Yeah.
$202 Canadian.
What's that?
$202 Canadian.
$200. Yeah, it should be a good one.
What do you do?
Get a lot less echoing with that one.
Yes, John.
In fact, you haven't had any since we straightened out everything here.
No, I can hear you perfectly. You can hear me.
No, it was just a little glitch we were going there.
Yeah. The other one was kind of iffy,
but
it cut out.
No, but you have to start bottom work up. But sometimes you get better equipment as you go, probably.
Yeah.
Find what works better for you, and
you got to.
That thing can do more than just. It's got different modes on it. I think you were telling me so.
I wanted to ask you, who do you think's going to the Super Bowl? What do you have?
Well, I think I agree with Mr. Savage. I think Green Bay could get. I think they could make it. I mean, it'd be still have another game, but
a toss up. I think
it'd be nice. I'd like to see them in there, and like you say, it's pretty hard to count out the Chiefs just the way they are. But you never know. I mean, it's going to be this is going to do it. This is the weekend will almost determine it. Won't 100% because you're still going to have two more games. But after this weekend, it'll be a lot easier, I think, to see who probably will end up going there because you're going to eliminate another 4 teams out of there. So you're only going to be down to 2 more games then after that. So. It just depends on how it goes off. If there's going to be a blowout, there'll be a blowout. But I don't think there will be. Can't see it too much of blowouts in these teams. Not too much anyway. But who knows? Crazy stuff's been going on. So,
excuse me, it has been crazy stuff. And you know what? The biggest test.
Buffalo, Baltimore, it'll be quite a game too.
The Ravens will be the biggest test against the Kansas City Chiefs. If the Chiefs defeat the Browns, that they most likely will. I think the Ravens, if they beat the Buffalo Bills, I think the Bills will lose against the Ravens in Buffalo, New York. I think the Ravens have the best potential
to be in the Super Bowl.
To go to the Super Bowl. I would love
they might be, you know.
Right?
They could be.
But I want to see
myself.
I would love to see the Bills against the Packers.
Wow.
But I'm picking for the Super Bowl right now.
Probably not going to happen, but yeah, it'd be good.
It's January 12th. It's 2021. It's 8:50 p.m. here in London, Ontario, Canada, Eastern Time.
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers will go to the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. I want Baltimore. I have the faith, like I said.
You'd like to get them in there, would you?
I think it's
probably the Chiefs, yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs and the Packers. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's the Ravens. You know?
Yeah.
Or the Bills, you know, just make it a
they got to win. They all those teams will have to win this week, and then you know, put the other guy out, and then you'll know for sure you're getting down there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be interested. They're all really good games, I think, from the look of it. And with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and New Orleans, I'm going to just to see the matchup between the two quarterbacks, more or less for my interest, because it should have been a couple of years ago in the Super Bowl for those two quarterbacks, but it didn't work out because of that crazy play that wasn't flagged. It should have been.
John, going back to what I was, my heart's telling me Ravens will be the Bills, and the Ravens have the best chance of beating the Chiefs. I'm telling you. I don't know. I just got that feeling, man. I keep saying Casey.
Well, you know what? They're one of those teams that they can, when they play, and they got pretty well defense, offense, everything going with those guys. So yeah, if anyone could do it, they probably would be the one to do it.
Look at this. Somebody says Chiefs versus Bucks Super Bowl. Ooh.
Wow.
Tom Brady against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Well, that'd be interesting too, but I just don't think it's going to happen. But who knows? We'll know more after this weekend. I'll tell you that. You'll be down to 4. You'll be down to 4 teams, and then you'll have almost a lot better idea then what you're going to think for that. See who's left, and then play for the finals for the NFC, AFC, and then you'll know who's in the Super Bowl. I guess that'll be the next time.
You got the NFL divisional rounds: Rams against Packers Saturday, 4:35 p.m. NFL division round: the Ravens against the Bills Saturday night at 8:15 p.m. You got the Browns and Chiefs Sunday, 3:05 p.m. And then the Buccaneers and Saints Sunday, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox.
Yeah.
Let's move on to something else, John.
All right. What else we doing here?
I want to talk about your diet for a sec.
You want to talk about that?
First, I want to say congratulations for being committed for the second day. Committing yourself.
You're the one that inspired me for that because you kind of give me the hints on how to do it. So you kind of laid out a bit of a game plan, as you want to call it, since we're talking sports.
Yep.
And, it's one of those things. It's kind of like it's not a total extremist diet. I was talking about the keto diet because a cousin of mine went on that, but it's pretty high protein and it can be hard on your body. So it's more of a balanced, low calorie diet. And it's a more balanced approach.
It is.
It still cuts the carbs back a fair bit, and that's where you get all your sugar. Which, if you're sitting on your ass watching football and drinking 7-Eleven drinks, all that sugar goes to fat, and that's the problem. And
I've been doing good for myself, my weight. I've been really good.
But if your diet's a little more protein and less carbs, you're going to end up burning more of your actual fat, stored fat, especially if you're taking in less calories than you actually probably taking in a lower calorie than probably what you should take as a normal daily intake of calories. Then you're in a deficit, so you should lose weight. So hopefully it's going to work for me.
You're going to do it.
It's a lot healthier. It's a little more, what's the word? Bland, but I mean, I've been on for 2 days and you start to get used to. And I've found a little more variety of stuff that I can get involved with vegetables and different things that are good for you and still taste good. And just smaller portions of meat, it's still good protein, but about the size of your hand is what they say.
I say that about the size of your hand.
Whatever, especially for like steak or pork or even chicken too. fish is really good for you no matter how much you eat, probably. That's even better for you. So if you like fish, most seafood is very good. So, but just cut back on the potatoes and the rice and the bread's got to go. I'm going to be off bread now for a while.
Like I said,
I'd be off bread for about 3 or 4 weeks here. I'm so used to going, getting the bread, make a sandwich. Just got to put the bread away. That's it.
Like I was saying, John, in the email I wrote to you, on your Outlook, on your Gmail, whatever, Outlook, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I told you specifically, if you want to have a potato, you can have a potato.
Yeah.
You have it with a little bit of olive oil and maybe
just a little, yeah. Not putting all butter and sour cream and everything all over it.
Potato is good. Potato is good.
Potato is actually carb, but yeah, it's a lot of the stuff.
You need carbs.
It's all the sauces and crap people put on everything, right? A lot of that stuff is high calorie. It's full of salt, full of sugar. Like, people got to look at the bottle. Say, what's in this stuff? Olive oil is one of the best oils to cook with.
Olive oil is the best. My grandmother, the
Mediterraneans, the diet, as they say, they use that like Italy and Spain and all around the Middle East. They use olive oil.
That's what we use in Lebanon, right?
It's healthy oil. Fish, more fish. Lighter, chicken's lighter as a lighter protein. I mean,
Like John,
I gotta have a steak though once in a while. Just not a huge steak, just a nice sirloin about that big,
Yeah.
Once in a while for treat. We eat a lot of beef down here, so that's just a change for my diet. So it's
your cattle. How's your cattle's doing down there?
How's what?
Your cattle.
Oh, they're all right. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and the market's a bit better now because, some of the meat plants were closed down for a while, so we couldn't ship them out, so we had to keep them on the farm. You have to keep feeding them. It costs more money, right? They're ready to go to market. I know that's a big deal. That's the farming. That's part of the business. If you want to eat red meat or any kind of meat, yeah, well. But anyway, the slaughterhouses had a lot of trouble with COVID, and the employees were shut down for a while, and they gotta just try to keep it out of there. Otherwise, it's hard on us because we want to get our product to market. Get to certain, we get the animals a certain weight, they got to go. That's the time for them to be taken to market. So, yeah, it's better. It's better now. It's better than it was, but
it is
still shaky. Some sectors, I guess, are shaky. The stock market's doing well right now. For some reason, stock market's way up, and I love that. I'm happy. I'm happy for people invested in stocks right now.
You listen to my instructions, John.
Yeah.
Trust me, you can do it. If I can do it, anything possible. Look, treat the word impossible as nothing more than
more impossible. It's just a change. You just got to you got to use your mind a little bit.
You're doing very good. It was hard, Mr. Lodonato. It was hard.
It's a different, you're going from not one extreme to the other, but it's a fairly extreme shift. But I mean, not really if you think about it, because they're always telling you people got to eat more vegetables, but a lot of people don't eat much vegetables or fruit. Fruit's good for you, and I can eat a lot of that too. And got to get back into it. Like it's just get older, you get lazy, eat a lot of junk. There's a lot of junk food. People get hooked on it, pop and sodas and all this junk and chips, and it's a greasy, crappy, salty stuff. It's no good for you, really. It comes down to it, but it's easy to grab that bag of chips, but if you can just not go and buy it in the first place, that's the best way. So there you go. There's a bit of discipline. You need some discipline here, and just use a little more self-discipline, and should be able to do it. I want to lose some weight, that's for sure. Getting too heavy, and it's hard on the heart. And
I want to ask. I want to
last a little longer than I don't want to end up having a heart attack here shortly or anything like that.
If I ever hear, John, I don't know if you know what, Mr. Leonardo, I'm being honest with you. You mean everything to me, and those comments on Facebook that you always send to me, and I know that's from the bottom of your heart. I can tell that means the world to me. You are truly like an uncle, like another father figure. Like, it's absolutely amazing, and I want to thank you for everything you've done for the years we've been friends for. And I miss you, buddy. I hope you come down to Canada soon. Any news that you can with the business trip and all that, flying to Canada? Are you still?
Well, I guess I don't know. They try to discourage you right now because I mean, I think you can still fly in, but it's kind of like, well, then what do you do? Are you supposed to quarantine when you're there or when you go back home? Maybe when you go back, maybe. But, I mean, they're just, I don't know. They're so concerned right now because the things have got so out of hand with this coronavirus, whatever, COVID, that, they're just trying to keep, I don't know, they're trying to keep people apart, I guess, and whatever way they can. So the land borders are still closed except for essential business like the trucking and medical people that can cross the border back and forth, and a few exceptions there's a few exceptions there's a few exceptions other than that, but for the average guys, you can't just, I guess, on the border, go border crossing shopping or anything like that. They won't allow that. So that also hurts the economies of those towns too. But the economies are hurting, and it's mostly, restaurants and bars especially, and then going from there, probably just a lot of the smaller stores, that in certain places are really having big lockdowns. Depends on the state. I know up in Canada, the provinces are starting to get into it.
And you know what?
Talking curfews and all that jazz. I don't like curfews.
I am not a fan right now.
I just don't like the idea behind it.
I am not a fan of the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford.
I mean,
what I heard. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. They're copying.
I heard today.
Quebec province was doing it first. Montreal. Yeah.
At 8 o'clock, we are locked down in our houses.
Well, yeah, 8 o'clock. I mean,
Can't go for a walk.
8 o'clock's a little early, man, for anything.
I'm sorry to say, Premier Doug Ford, I've always been with you. I've always stand. This one, I'm not going to stand beside you because
I think he's just
Doug Ford
following the
move. Absolutely a wrong move. I'm not a fan of that because going for a walk, you're not going to catch COVID. You're not going to catch COVID from going for a walk. Walking is good. When you have a dog, what if you have a dog? What if you have an animal? What if you need to walk? It has to go to the washroom. You can't walk after 8 o'clock. Dogs like to walk at night.
I can't see that.
I'm just telling you, I like you still. I respect it. But that move, I do not like at all, and I think that's wrong.
I wouldn't have expected that.
Ontarians even more.
Yeah, well, I mean, 8 o'clock even. I mean, if you're gonna, there's people that work shifts, so they're probably exempt and that kind of thing. But they have to come home after they're done work. If they work from 12 to, 12 midnight, they go into work at 12 midnight. They're not going to stop those people. But I guess they just want anyone that has normal working hours to stay put. But I mean, yeah, you should be able to take your dog out for a walk if it has to go outside or whatever. It doesn't. I mean, I can't see that measure changing anything right now. To have a curfew right now, maybe they're thinking because part of the problem was a lot of people weren't following the rules. More of the younger crowd were having parties anyway, and they were meeting. So they try to cut out on that kind of stuff by, doing something like that. That may be the only thing they're thinking of. But if they're a general population, it won't make a change in anything. I don't think it will.
Not going to make a change, Mr. Leonardo.
But
walks are good. I
what
like
they're going to do, start looking, have cops drive around just looking for people out after night. That's like a bad horror movie or something like that, or you see that in those shows. You know what I mean? But I mean, it is what it is. They're gonna try it. I can't see it benefiting too much.
Well, you guys in
the COVID's so bad now. I mean, how's that going to stop it? They've tried everything else. They've tried this and that and this and that. It hasn't done anything, and it's getting worse and worse. But the thing is, more people are getting tested. And the more they get tested, the chances are more people are going to have a positive, and then that's how they get their numbers. And also all the people coming into the hospitals, they count everybody, right? But it's unfortunate. It really is, because this thing just couldn't have come at probably a worse time in history, really, because of the way other things have been going too, politically and everything else. And they have this, and it's a huge mess, really. And it's just, we have enough to deal with, and then we had to deal with this, and people are just used to doing how, it's their freedom, and we like to do what we want to do. But okay, we can behave a little bit, but you have to lock us down like we're, 8 o'clock. That's like you'd say to your kid, you have to come home at 8 o'clock when they're 10 years old or something. But that's different.
You got to go to school. So
they got to go to school, and they got to keep them out of trouble too. But I mean, an adult should be responsible. And I mean, there's nothing to do anyway, except like you said, maybe go for a walk. There's nothing. There's no bars and restaurants open, hardly at all. Most shopping's, well, except for 24-hour stores, the shopping, you know. And but they got to have the food stores open. They're going to do that, keep that still going. But there's going to be exceptions. But I mean, to find somebody that's out at 8:05 at night or something doesn't.
Well, you're gonna get like the premier said, you're gonna get.
What, I'm gonna get tickets. What
I mean, actually, play that. I want to play that.
I didn't hear it all, so I like to see it. I just thought he was gonna.
Just, you know, I don't understand, because walking your pet, you need to walk your pet. Sometimes you need to walk your kid in the car. You need to go outside for fresh air. You need that, and you can't go outside after 8 o'clock. I'm sorry to say, like Gordon Ramsay says, that is a hideous move.
They've said from the very start, you don't generally catch this thing just out when you're outside, as long as you stay away from people. And most people are being pretty good. They're out there, and they just, you know, you walk along, and then the people go like this, and then they go back in again. Or if someone's on a sidewalk and maybe you're got a bike lane, you can walk over there for 2 seconds, and then as soon as they're gone, you can just go back. You know, it's a little more work, but
Doug Ford
can do
in Ontario.
I saw some news show, and they were showing people walking in the park, and they were not doing social distancing at all. They were like, I could see maybe family members, but you can't say these were all family members. And they're yakking and talking, and they don't have masks on, and they're like, you know, like normal. So a lot of people, you know, aren't following the rules, and those are the ones that maybe are the trouble people. So maybe that's what they're trying to, you know, keep the numbers down. But I mean, to me, that's not the way to go about it. But I mean, they're down to their last straw with this. I think that's the problem right now. The vaccine is getting used up already. Now there's shortages because they can't make it fast enough, and they think that's the what's the word? They think that's going to be the end of it. Well, not really, because
it's not.
By the time they get enough vaccine out there, more and more people will be infected that are going to get infected with it. I think a lot of people are. I think in my mind, a lot of people might be immune to this thing, because I thought, you know, when it first started, I thought, you know, you're going to see a lot more. Now it's bad, but considering, but I mean, it had to have been going on a long time before they found out about it. So that's all I can think. And whether it started in China or wherever, it's just, you know, it's a worldwide problem now. And but
you know, they actually had a university.
To have a curfew, I don't think that's going to change much.
Mr. Lawrence, they had a university hospital. Well, dead bodies because of COVID-19. They didn't have enough room, so they had to take them in these big trucks.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You know what I mean? I understand Ontario's getting bad. COVID's bad. COVID's horrible. It's a horrible disease.
No, it's not good if you get it. No, but I mean,
locking people inside is going to make people more angry, more hungry to attack more. They're going to be frustrated because people don't like telling people don't want other people tell them what to do.
Well, or being cooped up too long, and you know.
They don't like that. And you know what? It's been 11 plus months. Wash your hands. Be good. We wouldn't have this problem. But what Doug Ford is doing to Ontario, that is a disgrace to our nation in Ontario. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's my point of view.
I mean, that's, you know, it's what it is. He's just kind of Then you get to follow the leader after a while. One guy does it, so the next guy tries it. It's like the last straw, because what more can they actually do? You need. I mean, there's not a lot more you can do after that.
No. Because
they're saying stay in your house, only go out from whatever time in the morning till 8 o'clock at night.
I like
go to the food stores, and you can go to your hospitals, whatever. But that's about it. So I don't know. I can't see if curfew really changing much. Not now with the way
I personally don't think, because people don't go out late at 8 o'clock. Usually the roads are closed here in London, Ontario, Canada.
Well, because
in Lubbock,
because people have already decided they're just going to stick in the house because there's not much to do. There's no events to go to. There's no sports at all. Up in your Canada, up there, the hockey, there's no hockey. Or maybe they're gonna try NHL. I saw Gary Bettman today. In his mind, he thinks it's kind of a colossal waste of money to have the season. But at the same time, he says the fans want it, so we're going to do it. But he says it's going to cost billions of dollars to do it, and they're not going to get any money back on the deal because there's no fans.
The fans want it. The fans don't want a Canadian division. We want to play all over. Look at the IAH. Team USA played on Team Canadian soil. Team Russia came and played on Canadian soil. Team Sweden came and played on Canadian soil. Does not make sense with me when you have a Canadian division and you have Russia on Canadian soil. Gary Bettman, get your gluteus maximus together. I'm sick and tired of this choice.
They just, I don't know. There's pressure from both sides of probably the players have some input. Players Association.
27 new cases today, positive cases in the NHL.
I don't know. I don't know. We've been fortunate. We had the 2 workers had it, and they didn't get really bad symptoms. They were bad enough, but they didn't really have to be hospitalized, really. And they checked them out pretty good, and then they stayed home for a couple weeks or so. And I said, stay home until you feel better, because we don't want any more people getting this around here. And we got enough problems in Texas too. Like, it's bad. I don't think there's no state in the United States that doesn't have a problem.
Copy and paste this. Read that, John. I just copied that off one of the
27 players returned positive in training camp. Yeah, there you go. So that's a fair number. And who knows how those? If there's 27, there's probably more than that, right?
And this is why I agree with the Clemson coach.
So there you go. What did he say?
I remember was it the Clemson coach that they shouldn't be in the Ohio State?
Yeah, because he said Texas A&M was the next one up to go in because they were rated higher, but Ohio, because of the COVID, didn't play near as many games. So they were 6-0, but they only played 6 games. All the other teams played 10, 11, or 12 games. They didn't play a full schedule, is what he said. So how can they be rated that high? And he had a point there, actually. At first I thought, what's he talking about? But it was funny. For some reason, they stomped on them. But then in the end, Alabama knocked them out. So it all worked out in the end for Alabama more than anybody. But Clemson didn't really. I don't know. They didn't show up that day, I guess. I don't know what happened. They got one of the best quarterbacks. He'll be going to the NFL anyway. I think he's going to the Jaguars too.
Yeah, you know what? That caught me. I was going to say that, and I forgot.
Trevor Lawrence is a super quarterback.
Trevor Lawrence is a super quarterback, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are very happy with Trevor Lawrence's performance.
Right. And then there's a couple, and then I forget the guy in Alabama. They're really good. These guys, they get to that level where they're top 3 or 4 teams in the nation. You're going to have the top athletes. These are going to be the top draft picks for the NFL. So
John, I have to stop you for a sec. I've been waiting. I don't know how long for this, but finally. It's 2021, and we have the opportunity to not only have your host, Joe Boney, John Lonash from Lubbock, Texas, but we have the one and only, the great man who loves the Steelers. The Steelers got dominated, Joe Kerr.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, buddy?
Mr. Laurinaitis.
How you doing? Yeah.
What's going on, Joe?
Doing fantastic, man. Just, talking about the Steelers and the disappointing loss and talking about the NFL and all around sports.
I mean, I'm still hurting from it. I've already had, as you can see in the chat, people asking me what happened to the Steelers. But I mean, listen, the Browns, they were a good team. They played a good game. They played a great game. The Steelers made mistakes early. You can't explain all the stuff that you want to with it. Browns were more hungry. Browns won. I hope the Browns, honestly, you know what? I hope the Browns beat the hell out of who they're playing, Bills or the Chiefs?
Kansas City Chiefs.
I hope, you know what? I hope that if they take down Patrick Mahomes, I'm telling you right now, if they take Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs down, they are going to the Super Bowl.
See, I would love to see the Browns. I just can't see anybody but Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens, have the biggest threat. Because Lamar Jackson is a fast quarterback. He can run. He has a lot of skill. And the running game is phenomenal the last 2 weeks Baltimore's had. So, yes, Cleveland has a chance, but I just don't see it. My heart's telling me it's going to be a one-sided game, and I don't want to see that, but.
I don't know. I mean, the way the defense was playing in the beginning, if their defense can play the full amount of time, the way that they played in the first 2 quarters against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think that they would have a great opportunity against the Chiefs. The Chiefs aren't unbeatable. They've been shown to be beaten.
Oh yeah.
And Baker Mayfield, he shocked the hell out of me. And let me tell you right now, this kid Chubb, I love him. He's from the University of Georgia. My dad, he was like, watch Chubb. That's all my dad was telling me. Watch Chubb. And then he went to the Browns, and my dad roots for the Browns just because of the fact of Chubb's there. And let me tell you, this kid was a beast in college. He's a beast now in the Browns, and not to mention the fact that you have Chubb, and then you have Kareem Hunt right behind him. That's a great 1-2 combination. The only thing that would have made this better is if they had a healthy Odell Beckham Jr., but they don't, and you can't do nothing about that.
I don't see Odell Beckham Jr. Staying in Cleveland for too long. I think
he's gone. I think he's gone after this year.
Steelers should pick him up.
No.
Get
You want to know
somebody
where I see him going? I see him going to Jacksonville.
with Trevor Lawrence.
I see him going to Jacksonville. I see him going to Jacksonville or somewhere within that vicinity. He might even come to Tampa Bay, but I see him going to where he's the star. I see him going to where he's the number one. He's not the number 2. He's not the number 3. He's the number 1. And right now, Jacksonville is that spot because Jacksonville has basically been rebuilding. Jacksonville's going to get Trevor Lawrence. We all know that. But who does Jacksonville really have for wide receivers? Not too many big names. You bring an Odell Beckham Jr. there. You bring a good running back there. And not to mention the fact of guess who's coming out of retirement to coach the freaking Jaguars? You got Urban Meyer, one of the greatest college football head coaches coming out of retirement to say, hey, I'm going to take my chance with the Jaguars. That's going to be a good team. And let me tell you, the Khan family, they don't care about spending money. The same people who own AEW own the Jacksonville Jaguars. They do not care about spending money. They will spend the money.
Question: with Big Ben Roethlisberger, is this the end of an era?
No, he's still got 2 more years in him. I think what you've seen from him. Listen,
joking.
Listen,
I saw that coming down his eyes.
Let's look at this. Look at this. How many points did the Browns beat the Steelers by?
40 plus.
No. What was the final score? Was 48-37. It was 11 points, right?
Oh, I mean 40 plus points they scored.
Yes, 38-47 was the final score. So let's look at the realization of this. The first two plays the first 2 drives that they had. The first drive, literally the first play, ball goes towards the end zone, fluke thing. Pouncey had a bad thing, That was a touchdown. So 7 points right there. Then you have the second drive. Second drive, he threw an interception, right? It was, and there you go. Next one, that's 14 points. You were down. At the end of the first quarter, 28-0, and you brought it back to where you were within 11 points. Even at one point, you were close to as 4 points away.
The fourth and one was a mistake. They should have went for the 4th and 1.
That was their mistake. They should have went. I agree. And Chris Collinsworth called it too. He said, I would have went for that 4th and 1. That was Tomlin playing it safe. He was thinking that the Browns were cooling down. You don't realize you gave that extra. He was thinking that they were cooling down when you weren't realizing Baker Mayfield gets better as the game progresses. He's one of those ones where he doesn't start here and then goes down at the end of the game. He's one of those ones that stays like this and then he rises. So that was a miss. I wouldn't say misstep. I would say that was an underestimation of Baker Mayfield.
Underestimation, yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, don't think Mike Tomlin's gonna take that way next year. Next year, Tomlin's gonna do some things that I think is gonna be good. You're gonna have some good players coming in. You're gonna have some players that are returning. And hopefully everything is back to normal by then. But I'm telling you, I'm more happy with the fact of the way the Browns played this year compared to last year. is just showing how much we're getting better. Ben Roethlisberger has looked his best since I want to say his first Super Bowl championship season. So I think this was a better Ben than anybody expected, because I expected Ben to come in, overweight again, throwing picks left and right, not playing for himself, not caring about anybody else. This Ben Roethlisberger that came out this year was the team general that they needed. He was fit. He was lean. He was running his ass off like there was no tomorrow. I was proud of this Ben Roethlisberger. This was a Ben Roethlisberger I can go with.
I disagree with you. Tomlin's going to be on the hot seat real soon.
I will say this. Tomlin will be on the hot seat if they do the same thing next year. If you have a great season and then you go out in the first round, he will be on the hot seat. I will agree with that. That's the only way I will agree with that, is if they go out the same way that they went out this year. That is the only way.
What do you think about bringing back Harrison as a Steeler? Because you see his commercials. He's something else. I looked at the Steelers, and you know what? The Steelers' defense was phenomenal like last year. That's why they were 500 last year. This year, defense was fine. It was the offense was the problem. They couldn't run the game. They could throw the ball until people figured out how to get the Pittsburgh Steelers a 3-and-out. Now, Connor Schnell did absolutely nothing this year. Is there a change in running backs in the offseason? Bringing somebody who's a veteran, kind of like Frank Gore, or somebody who can develop?
First off, they better stay the hell away from Frank Gore. If you are, listen, I'm gonna say this. Anybody watching, and if you're an NFL scout for a team and you're looking to who to sign, do not sign Frank Gore. He is a liability.
Okay, not a fan of Frank.
What did he? I mean, let's be real. What did he do for the Jets this year? Nothing.
He broke
He
some
did
record.
zero for the. Yeah, the record for most missed games.
I know.
Frank Gore is not the Frank Gore you had in San Francisco. Frank Gore is not the Frank Gore that you had in Indianapolis. This Frank Gore is old, he's beat up, and he's hurt. Now, if Frank Gore works his ass off and shows himself, then yeah, maybe he'll do something. But I don't see that. I see Frank Gore staying the Frank Gore he is. Sorry, that's just like when the Giants brought back Brandon Jacobs. I love Brandon Jacobs, but when they brought him back, he wasn't the same Brandon Jacobs you thought the last time. He was a different person. He was more content with what he was doing then, which wasn't running as hard, which wasn't beating up his body. Frank Gore tried to beat up his body at the final games of the season, and what happened? He got hurt and got out.
Gore is an icon, man.
He's an Iron Man. Don't get me wrong, but no. If anybody signs him, it is to teach a rookie. It is to take a rookie who's coming in from the college football and showing them this is how you run it up here. He is to be that veteran mindset, and that's it. Not to be your load carry. I agree with that statement.
I agree actually too, and I'm just concerned about the running back in the offseason who they're going to pick up, because Schnell did nothing.
Connor was sick half the season with COVID.
Oh yeah, and then Snell. I like Snell.
Snell did a good amount when Connor was sick. I give him that. But my thing is this: you need to get rid of Ebron. I as much as that pains me to say it, get rid of Ebron. Pick up, go work a deal. You got family. Listen, everybody knows this, and Mr. Laurinaitis, I know you know this. The Steelers and the Giants, they're connected. If you don't realize that, the Steelers and Giants are connected. You want to know how they're connected? The Mara family. The Mara family, who owns half of the Giants, also has a stake in the Steelers. The other half of the family has a stake in the Steelers. So here's what you do. You go and you talk to that other side of the family, say, hey, listen, how about this? We'll send you Ebron. You send us Ingram. If the Steelers get Ingram from the Giants, watch how much more that tight end position becomes lovely. And the one thing that pissed me off with Tomlin is he did not utilize Derek Watt. You have a Watts brother there, one. He's a beast as a fullback. He is a beast as a fullback. And you didn't use him.
They went for what? 31 or 4th and 1, they didn't get it? Remember that?
It was a 30. It was a 31, and they didn't get it, but that was the O-line's fault. They let them come right through. In that particular case, you know who I let run that ball?
Who?
Snell, because he knows he knows, he watches. That's the one thing I love about Snell. Snell is he's the type that he can run on the flow like that and look and see what's coming around him. That was what I liked about Snell. Connors was, you give me the play, I'm gonna run the play. Snell was, I can adjust if something happens. And Snell would have seen that coming. He would have seen that blitz coming off the right-hand side, because that's what, if you notice the entire night, they weren't blitzing up the middle. They weren't blitzing on the left. They were blitzing the right every time.
Juju Smith, free agent. What is his future like in Pittsburgh?
He resigns.
How many years?
He's number one. He's number one right now. The only way I see him resigning for more than 3 years is if they give him a max contract. So you're talking about Juju will be there for 7-8 years at $150 million.
Mr. Leonardis, think Juju Smith's sister's going to stay in Pittsburgh in his future?
Do I think he's staying there? I'd like to see it. I don't know. I don't know if it's I think he is good. He's one of their mainstays.
The TikTok really killed him. The TikTok this year really killed him.
TikTok.
The TikTok jumping on the logos and all.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
So the Cincinnati Bengals. That
it was like a jinx. You believe in witchcraft, but I mean,
somebody said Juju's done.
I don't know.
Juju's done.
I don't think he's done.
No, he's not done. No.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this.
He'll probably come.
Juju's good. I'm telling you right now, everybody got to Juju after that game. And the reason why I say they got to him is because you talked all that excuse me the way I'm going to say this, Joe. You talk all that smack. I was going to curse and I stopped myself. You talked all that smack and you talked all that junk saying that you know the Browns were the Browns, they're a no-name face team. Well, guess what? That no-name face team kept you in check the entire game. The only way you got good yardage was when you did cross patterns. That was it. They weren't covering. If you notice, they weren't covering Washington, Johnson, and barely covering Claypool. The only reason why they were covering Claypool is because they know he's a threat for the pass interference call. That's it. Johnson and Washington were the two open ones. And let me tell you right now, Claypool, he's there because he's still with his rookiness. But don't be surprised if you see the Steelers go out for another wide receiver and get rid of Johnson.
Welcome back.
Yo, what's up? What's up, Joker? Hey, what's going on? Hey, what do you think about the Super Bowl? Who's making the Super Bowl this year?
Steelers.
My picks were thrown out the door.
Packers and Chiefs.
My picks were. Oh, Joe, you got to change this. You got to change your layout, bro. You got Mr. Laurinaitis behind your symbol. There you go.
That's disrespect. That's disrespect. Sorry about that.
I've been waiting years to be on the same screen as Mr. Laurinaitis. You can't do that to me.
Exactly, right? He's a legend. The man.
Listen,
hey, but
I don't know who it is. OMZH, he said, they can't AB for Twitter fingers. They didn't just can't AB for Twitter fingers. AB did a lot more than Twitter fingers. AB was literally talking junk upon junk to his own coaching staff. Juju is talking junk to the other team, so I don't see that. I see Juju, if he stays on the same route, Juju, and I hope he does it, Juju is going to be like Terrell Owens in a way. He talks so much. When he talks so much junk to the other team that he gets in his own head. So I'm hoping Juju doesn't go that route. I hope Juju stays like an Armani Toomer or someone who doesn't, even a Jerry Rice, that you could talk the smack, but you back it up so much that they ain't gonna touch you. Like Primetime. Who messed with Primetime when Primetime was talking? Primetime started talking, guess what? All those people were like, oh, Primetime ain't gonna do nothing. And he ran all over them like it was nothing. So that's what I'm saying. Like they need to just get a reality check. And I think that this loss to the Browns this past week, that was the reality check that they needed.
You know what, Juju Smith-Schuster, he was talking a lot of stuff before the game, and you can't talk about the other team you're playing because you're gonna motivate them to win you. Like you gotta stay humble and not go win the game.
The thing about that, Johnny, is what motivated the Browns? the motivation the Browns had for this week was the fact of that not even 2 weeks ago they beat the hell out of the Steelers also.
Oh, that's true.
So the fact that they got a regular season win against the Steelers and then they come back 2 weeks later and beat them in the not even 2 weeks, like a week later, and beat them in the first round.
The fact is putting Mason Rudolph before Ben Roethlisberger should have knocked out the Cleveland Browns. Get them 9.
The fact is you put Mason Rudolph in over Duck was retarded. Like, why would you do Duck? Duck was a better quarterback than Mason Rudolph. Put Mason Rudolph on the practice squad. Get him the hell out of there. Bring in Duck.
Exactly.
Bring up
Joker, who's your team, Joker?
The Steelers.
Oh,
Steelers and Bucks is my team because I'm in Tampa, so I'm rooting for the home team.
Oh, you're in Tampa? I think you're in LA. Oh, I thought you were in California.
I want to bring up one of Mr. Lodonatis' quotes that he wrote on Facebook. I'm going to share this screen, and please.
Hold on. Time out. Johnny, if I was in Cali, don't you think I would have already met up with you?
I thought I heard you at Don A show that you're somewhere in Cali. I'm sorry.
No.
I miss.
Johnny, if I was in Cali, I would have already met up with you. We would have hit up the taco truck and we would have had a good fucking time.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Please. If you do not agree with Mr. Lodonatis' question, then you are a bunch of horses' ass. Please read that.
I like that, John. Like, I really do like that. They really were like what made me mad was that they look Johnny Graham underneath. I gotta hit him up because he stays making me laugh on my Snapchat.
Browns fan, he's a diehard Browns fan. You have
I know he is. He was talking crap to me on Snapchat all day. Me and Johnny Graham had a conversation on Snapchat that was like a whole page and a half, and it was just him crapping on me because his Browns beat my Steelers. I don't even want to talk about him. Johnny, if you're watching, you're an asshole.
Chiefs versus Buccaneers, Tampa Bay, and Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. That would be a disgrace to the National Football League. I do not see that.
Hey, but you know what? Next year, beware of the Jaguars. We're getting a first draft pick, and I can't wait. Our team turned around, so we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna throw the underdog ball out there. This is what my prediction is obviously thrown the hell out of water because the Steelers ain't in there no more. But I'm gonna throw a bold prediction out there. As long as the Bucks can handle New Orleans this week, and I hope they do, I'm gonna put out that it's gonna be Tampa Bay versus Cleveland in the Super Bowl.
No way. That's crazy. I don't know. Okay, Joker.
I'm going to throw that out there.
Okay, Joker. Joker,
second.
I'm sorry.
Quiet. 1 second.
I'm about to be yelled at.
If that happens, if the Browns face the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, Joker, you are going to get a Super Bowl Tom Brady jersey. Deal?
Oh, wow.
From Joe Booney from London, Canada, the smell of Canadian, to the beautiful red, white, and blue.
I will do it. I'm down for that.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm already talking with my hospital here where I work at because if you remember what Commissioner Goodell said, he's trying to get the healthcare workers to go to the Super Bowl. Guess where the Super Bowl is this year?
Tampa Bay, Florida.
Where am I at, Joe?
Tampa Bay, Florida.
You're in Tampa Bay.
Go with producer Jan Ross.
Nice, bro.
My
Joker.
dad said if he's able to come down, if I can get tickets, he's going to come down. He's going to go with me, and I would love to take my
Joker,
dad. I would love to take my son.
That'd be unreal.
Hey, Joker, I heard your story out on Frank's show the other night. That what you did. That's crazy, amazing. That's crazy. That was crazy when you happened.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one on a different day, though, Johnny.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it here. We're going to talk about sports here.
Yeah. I know. But Joker.
Something. The biggest disrespect in the National Football League and the Eagles organization is firing head coach Doug Peterson. That is a spit in the NFL.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
Don't blame because of that one game. It wasn't because of that one game. He won the Super Bowl a few years ago for them. That was a big spit in the Eagles organization. I'm telling you, that was a horrible move.
Joe, that was not a horrible move. You want to know why that wasn't a horrible move?
Super Bowl.
You took your star player, and made him want to get traded. You took a whole bunch of other players in that locker room, and they all said the same thing. The whole reason why that whole locker room felt toxic was because of the head coach. It wasn't just because of the one game. They were pissed off because of that one game because you took out your brand new quarterback who was literally doing wonders.
It was good, yeah.
And you put in a guy who can barely get a pass over 10 yards. Okay,
True.
The guy who literally should have been on the practice squad. That's someone who should definitely stay on the practice squad. That's someone who should definitely not be in the NFL. You know, if that guy's in the NFL, I have a better arm than him. Give me the job. Okay, like that's how bad that guy was. And don't get me wrong, you know, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. You know, do what you got to do, buddy. You know, good job. But you were not. Either one or two things happened in that last game. Doug Peterson told you to tank, or you really suck as a quarterback. And I looked at this kid's college statistics. He was good in college. I mean, not all college quarterbacks are the best when it comes to the NFL. You know, some of them are flukes. But the way he was throwing and underthrowing and overthrowing, that was kind of showing me that Doug Peterson basically told him to tank. And I'm sorry, but you know what? That's disrespect. That's showing that you gave up. And as a head coach, if you're saying you gave up without specific permission from the owners of the organization, that's telling the owners of the organization you gave up on the season and you gave up on the whole thing, and it's not worth it. And honestly, Doug Peterson, he became toxic at the second half of his season when he realized that they weren't going to win the division, when they realized that the Giants took over the division. He took real heat to that. And he knew that if he gave the Washington football team the opportunity to go over the Giants, they were going to do it. They hate the Giants.
Doug Peterson
they hate the Giants.
But Joker, I think the Super Bowl's going to be the Green Bay Packers and KC.
Johnny, any other day I would tell you yes on that. Any other day I would tell you yes on that. But here's the issue with that. The issue with that is that the game that Green Bay played Tampa Bay this year, like I said, Tampa Bay has to beat New Orleans. If Tampa Bay beats New Orleans, they're going to the Super Bowl.
We're better than New Orleans, Mr. Joker. Give me a break, man.
And what was the final? Hold on. You're right. You are better than New Orleans.
We got dominated in Tampa Bay, Florida. We lost that game. Okay, the defense was unbelievable for Tampa Bay. But hey, put that aside.
Let me ask you a question.
I know. Wait, but Joker. Tom Brady doesn't have Belichick. He doesn't have Belichick.
He doesn't need Belichick.
Schemes. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Sometimes he does. Yeah, he does. Brady really won. Brady won games. And Belichick, when Brady was playing with the Patriots, they were slaughtering teams like left and right. But Brady was barely winning.
That wasn't only because of Belichick. You gotta understand, Belichick had an awesome offensive coordinator. And let me tell you right now, Tampa Bay has a great offensive coordinator. They're not Belichick-wise, but they're up there, bro. And not for nothing, but if you've seen what Tampa Bay did to the Green Bay Packers offensively and defensively earlier this season, I don't know, bro. But like I said, that only happens if, I'll be real, that only happens if Tampa Bay can conquer the one team that's been beating the hell out of them all year, and that's New Orleans. If they can conquer New Orleans, they got a real good shot. And I'm telling you, it'll be a great game to watch, just because of the fact of Brady versus Rodgers. That's a legendary game to me.
Yeah, it is. That's awesome.
Not for nothing, but it's going to be. Where's it going to be? It's going to be at Lambeau Field, and even to make it even better,
and it's cold.
But that's when Brady plays at his best. To be honest with you, Brady.
Yeah, but what about the other player? What the other players are on the team? They're not used to that.
Think about the only one that you can honestly say is
going to get smacked. It's going to get smacked.
Listen, hold on. The only one of those players that you can really say that hasn't played in cold weather player games is who? Mike Evans, and he's been adjusting like crazy. Think about it. You have AB. AB's played in cold weather. Godwin's played in cold weather. Even Fournette has played in cold weather. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, Jacksonville, baby. We're 2017. Get the Steelers. We own the Steelers. 2017. We played them hard.
Got smacked the kids after that. 2017.
AB is what does it say? AB is the key to the win this weekend.
This weekend, last time he played in New Orleans as a Steeler, he put him 185 yards.
You know what? I can honestly say that is a true statement because everybody's going to be all over Godwin and everybody's going to be all over Mike Evans. AB is your key this weekend.
Yeah,
getting AB open and making sure that Fournette is open, is loose enough to run through these guys. I'm telling you, it's going to be a very good game. It's going to be a defensive but offensive game. Defense is going to be the key to this game, but offense is going to be the hammer.
It's going to be the best football in this weekend ever, I think, because there's a lot of good teams in the mix.
You're going to see the best of Drew Brees this week because this can be his final game. It will be his final.
Drew Brees has another year under his contract, bro.
This is his last season. That's what he said.
Now this is his final year.
It's been on all over the whole media, all over the platform and everywhere.
Nah.
Same thing with Phillip Rivers.
Well, they're trying to re-sign. Well, Indianapolis, the owner from the Colts has publicly came out and said that he wants to re-sign Phillip Rivers for one more year.
I hope so. I love him. He's phenomenal.
He should.
And Mr. Owner of the Colts, if that's the case, get yourself a better running back and one more wide receiver, a great O-line coordinator, not the old offensive coordinator, O-line.
Yeah.
You need someone to actually control that O-line. You get someone to control that O-line, you're gonna have a beast squad again.
They're better than the Tennessee Titans in my eyes.
They were definitely better than the Tennessee Titans. They were better, honestly. To me, they were a lot better than who they just played that they lost to.
The Texans?
No, who they just played that they lost to?
The Buffalo Bills.
They had that game.
It was their game.
Yeah, it was their game. Yeah, they blew it.
But here's the thing: it's not that they blew it more like, but you have a quarterback who's constantly getting pressured, a quarterback who's constantly getting hit. You know, he's not going to get the throws that you want to get him off. He needs that protection. He needs that 4 to 5 seconds extra in the pocket to throw, and they weren't giving him that. You give him that, I'm telling you, it's going to be a crazy thing to watch with Phillip Rivers having that type of protection. Phillip Rivers is a underrated quarterback who, if he ever retires and doesn't get a Super Bowl under his skin, is going to be like one of the worst things to ever happen. I still say he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. I just want him to win one. Give him one.
Yeah, give him one game. Yeah, he's awesome.
Phillip Rivers, let me tell you something. You know, if he
he's a family man.
If he went to a team like the Denver Broncos or team like the Buccaneers, he would have had a better chance at winning a Super Bowl. Now his career is coming down to a wire. He's at the Indianapolis Colts. Look what he did for the Colts for only 1 year. The Chargers, what did he do? He did amazing in the Chargers, but the Chargers were nothing or nobody. The San Diego Chargers, they were good up and down, but they would never win the division like the Broncos would or KC, right?
No, they did. They did win the division.
Now I'm talking about in the 2000s.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean, but the thing that always made me laugh is what was the one team that was always in his way to go into the Super Bowl? There was only one team that was always in Phillip Rivers' way going to the Super Bowl.
The New England Patriots, right?
No, it was the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Peyton Manning.
Every single time he would get ready to go to like the first round or the semifinals or the championship game, he would play Peyton Manning and always lose. And then now you join the team that used to beat your ass, and what happens? It's like you don't have the same things exactly. You don't have a LT. You don't have an Antonio Gates. You don't have a whole bunch of other receivers. You don't have a Junior Seau as on your defense. You need those combinations of what you had back then to make it to what you used to have. You have that, and you have a healthy Phillip Rivers. Let me tell you, that man will do wonders. He was one of the most underrated quarterbacks. He still is an underrated quarterback. Give that man a ring. Get him a ring.
Hey, Joker. Hey, Joker. What do you think about David Carr and the Raiders? You think he should leave the team or
mean
John
Derek Carr?
Gruden? Yeah, or John Gruden. You think he should leave?
Me?
No, he's overpaid. John Gruden.
You talking to me?
Yeah,
He's
talk
all
to all of you guys.
I think Derek Carr actually has a lot of potential in Oakland and Vegas. I think he's a good quarterback, but you know what? I don't think he has the right players on that team. After getting rid of Khalil Mack, that ridiculous move by John Gruden, that team just went down to the wire. If you had kept Khalil Mack, you guys would have been good with Antonio Brown there and all that. They would have been good. But the team they have right now, they are not even a postseason team right now. I'm sorry to say. They've blown games that they should have won this year by a lot, especially that game against the Chargers. That was your game. You would have made the playoffs if you won that game. You would have made the playoffs.
Yeah, they would have.
You know,
honestly, he needs
a good quarterback.
He needs someone like Beast Mode. Marshawn Lynch was someone that definitely made that team help out a lot. You need a Beast Mode type player. You need an Antonio Brown type player for your wide receiver. You need, honestly, I think they need a loud. Listen, if Juju doesn't re-sign with the Steelers, I hope he goes to Vegas because he would be a perfect match for Derek Carr.
Yeah, he would.
You give Juju a Derek Carr type quarterback. Honestly, you want to know the truth? I hope Derek Carr leaves Vegas. And you know what? When Ben decides to call it up, come over to the steel curtain, baby. Come to that black and yellow. Come to that black and yellow.
Actually, Sam Darnold for a second. A guy who has actually good potential. Good potential in his career. Sam Darnold.
He's a Trojan. He's a Trojan.
It's not he's a Trojan. He does not have a team around him.
No. He's a USC Trojan.
He's a USC Trojan. Sam Darnold is a USC Trojan.
Yeah.
That was the college he went to.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson to the Steelers? No, I say Deshaun Watson goes to – I'm going to say Deshaun Watson goes as a backup, more than likely to either – not even a backup. He might actually be the new starting quarterback for New England.
Hey, guys, I got to go, bro. My battery's going dead. Sorry, guys. Good night, man. Have a good night, guys. Be safe.
Johnny.
All right.
I'm gonna say Deshaun Watson to New England.
I think Deshaun Watson stays because that statement, what J.J. Watt said, was the best statement in the NFL.
I agree, but when you have that much animosity,
Lamar Jackson for the Green Bay Packers. That's my cousin.
that'll never happen.
I don't want. Thank you. I don't want.
He loves Baltimore way too much. That'll never happen.
No.
But honestly, with Deshaun, I think because there's so much animosity there right now with him and the Steelers, the Texans, higher up office, I say that a lot has hit too hard there. So if they don't separate, it's going to be one of those fractured relationships that really don't last too long. So I would say if they do get rid of him and let him go, I say he goes to New England and works with Belichick. And let me tell you, if he works with Belichick, that don't get it twisted. Deshaun Watson. He is a hell of a more of a quarterback than Cam Newton. I think Cam Newton's always been overrated in my eyes. But Deshaun Watson, he is one of the underrated quarterbacks out there. He's an all-around package. He's a runner, and he can throw the ball a hell of a way, and he's done a lot for Houston. He just hasn't always had the pieces. But you send him to a New England with a Bill Belichick and watch how his skills fully come out full circle.
Antonio played so good on the Steelers. Yeah, he did until he wrecked his career. Deshaun is top 5. No.
So I say, AB did wreck his career in the Steelers, and I say I'm proud of the way Brady has handled him. And the reason why I say I'm proud of the way Brady has handled him is because of the fact of he's been with Brady since he came to Tampa. He has been with Brady. Brady has basically kept him in check. And he's not just coaching him; he's keeping him in check. He's keeping him. What Brady wants, Brady does not want another incident that happened, like with the Brandon Cooks or with I hate to say it, but even Aaron Hernandez, he doesn't want somebody to lose their career, lose their mind, and lose everything they've worked so hard for because of their ego. So he's been keeping AB in check. And that is one thing I can honestly say for Brady that he is a great thing about doing. And the thing is that Brady is a leader and people follow him because he knows what the hell he's talking about. I mean, we're talking about Thor here. Thor, the man literally has the hand of the Super Bowl gods on his wrist. Come on. What other quarterback can you say has done that? None.
Look at Tom Brady, the age of 43, who has over 40 plus TDs. 1 year left on his contract. Is this the end of Brady after his 1 year contract next year?
Depends.
Or is there a chance that he would go back to New England and just call
if he goes back to New England, it's like on a 1 day contract just to retire as a Patriot. But I think with the fact of that, everybody said that he couldn't make the playoffs with a different team, that he needed Belichick. I honestly can say that I think that this is a Brady that we like seeing. And don't get it twisted. Guess what? Mr. Belichick, he only has 1 year left on his contract. If that. And not for nothing, but Brady and the head coach, Bruce Arias, have been clashing very, very hard. Now, I see Mr. Kraft trying to throw everything he can at Mr. Belichick, but don't be surprised if you see a reunion for Belichick and Brady and it come down here in the Tampa side.
Yeah.
And Odell Beckham to Green Bay will never happen.
No, thank you.
Never happen.
Mess. Not a fan of him.
You know what? You want to bring Derek? You want Derek Carr to get a wide receiver? Give him Odell. Odell.
If Juju doesn't resign, I could see him as Phillip Rivers throwing him the target in Indianapolis.
No, Juju is probably going to go to a big city team, just because I think he thinks he's made for that spotlight right now.
Yeah.
So I see him going to a big city team if he does not stay with the Steelers. I hope he stays with the Steelers. Number 19 needs to be with the Steelers, and I know Mr. Laurinaitis agrees with me on that. Number 19 needs to stay with the Steelers. He needs to be the black and yellow. Juju is our number one. He will always be our number one. And honestly, in my eyes, it goes Juju, Claypool, Washington. That's my top three wide receivers right there in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, I think that's right. That'd be about right. Yeah,
he's great, Juju. Like he's a very nice guy outside of football too. Very, very respectful.
He's very reliable. That's my thing.
Yeah.
He's reliable.
You need that. Yeah.
Reliable Pittsburgh Steelers. Once upon a time, it wasn't even my time, not even your time, maybe John's time. Was Terry Bradshaw? Boom! Touchdown! Terry Bradshaw, the best commentator on NFL.
Who's Musa? Who are you talking to? Is it me? Or?
No, he's talking to my cousin's arguing. My cousin's trying to be a smartass actually to Musa. He says he already played for the Green Bay Packers. He's talking about Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell has never played for Green Bay. He's only played for two teams. That's been the New York Giants and the Cleveland Browns. And he has talked his way out of both teams.
He's you don't think Pittsburgh could pick him up?
I would hope Pittsburgh doesn't pick him up. You don't need that toxicity inside the locker room. Until Odell is a new version of Antonio Brown. And I'm talking about toxic Antonio Brown. You need Odell to be something different. You need Odell to be someone who is humble, but at the same time can back up what the hell they're saying. I want Odell to be the playmaker, but I don't want the Odell who's going to sit there and get suspended. Do you realize the guy got banned for the rest of the NCAA season from LSU because he was handing out money? Like, do you not realize what you could have just did to your former team's freaking eligibility? Like, they need to be smart about it. And I honestly think Odell has a lot of growing up to do. And I see that your cousin is.
I blocked him. Got rid of him.
He's being hilarious, though. I don't know why you blocked him. He's being funny.
He's annoying.
He's being funny. He said Michael Jordan was the best player in the NHL. And NHL starts up tomorrow.
Question for all you guys, from John's end to Joker's end. Russell Wilson. Personally, myself, I think he is the best classy NFL quarterback in today's day. Because when he loses, he doesn't have that ugly face on him. What do you guys think?
I'll let you go first, Mr. Warner.
What do you think, John? I think Wilson is very classy. The best, probably the most classy.
Yeah, I can get to. He doesn't. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I saw that last game there. He just shook hands and he, whatever. That's the way it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the loss was on Russell Wilson. I think that loss was more on the defense than it was the offense.
Yeah.
That defense was just letting that team run all over them like there was no tomorrow. So wait, what's Sam say? My top 5 right now. Oh. So top 5. So I would say the best quarterback, honestly, right now in the league. If we're talking about this year, the best quarterback in the league has to be Aaron Rodgers. You cannot, without a doubt, have no question and say Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league this year. He's number 1. Mahomes is number 2. I'm gonna put, and you guys can rag at me all you want, but I'm looking at this year and what they've done this year. Roethlisberger, I would have to put as number 3. Brady as number 4. And honestly, as much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna put actually out there Baker Mayfield. But I'm talking about Baker Mayfield towards the end of the season, not Baker Mayfield towards the beginning. Baker Mayfield, after the second half of the season, I think he became a quarterback that needed to happen.
Rodgers, Mahomes, Wilson, and Watts, Murray. I don't put even Kyler Murray even top 5. It was good.
Kyler Murray's in my top 10, not my 5.
The beginning of the season, he was good, and then he dropped down like a rodeo clown at the end of the season. He got hurt. He got hurt at the end. When you got hurt, can't really.
Here's the thing. What I based off my top 5 was for this year, and don't get me wrong, Kyler Murray did some good things, but like I said, like Joe said, he dropped quick. Deshaun Watson, he tried so hard. I give that man so much credit, but he doesn't have a team. He doesn't have the same team like he had a couple years ago. Russell Wilson, great quarterback, put up awesome numbers this year, but again, still did not have the team to really back him up the way he should have. Russell Wilson needs a Marshawn Lynch. Russell Wilson is lucky he has DJ Metcalf, but look what happened. Everybody figured out between DJ and Tyler Lockett, those are your 1 and 2 right there. Who are you going to go to? It's like a 50-50 chance. They're going to double team the both of them. So, after people started realizing that, that's when Russell's numbers were going down a lot, and he's been scrambling a lot more. And I didn't like the fact that he's been scrambling a lot more, and he's not as fast as he used to be. And don't get me wrong, Russell Wilson is a great quarterback. I hope he gets another ring sometime soon because he deserves one. But I just don't think he was top 5 quality this year. I think the ones that I put out there, and don't get me wrong, Roethlisberger, he was a wild card. I'll even switch to put Roethlisberger as number 5, but he still was top 5 this year. The Roethlisberger you've seen this year was a Roethlisberger you've seen in his first championship season. And if that's a Roethlisberger that comes back next year, don't be surprised if those Steelers go to the Super Bowl. Don't be surprised if you see me and Mr. Laurinaitis waving our black and yellow towels, our terrible towels, and we're going to be screaming Steelers all day, baby.
Right on.
I hope so. Next question. That's a good question. Top 5 receivers this season. But before that, what is the future like for Carson Wentz in Philadelphia? John, I know you talk to King Goose a lot. Disgusted by everything about the Eagles. Do you think Carson Wentz stays, or does he go to the New England Patriots?
I don't know. I mean, he might stay. I don't know. He really hates him. Doesn't he hate him?
Yeah,
I think.
Are you talking Wentz?
I'll say this.
So I got a feeling the connection between Carson Wentz and Bill Belichick would be a great connection. And hey, if Wentz goes to New England, believe me, you could see the Patriots winning that division once again.
First off, Wentz is not going to New England.
No, I don't think so.
If he goes anywhere, I agree with Sam. If he goes anywhere, he's going to Indianapolis. And that's only if Phillip Rivers retires.
So you see him as the backup quarterback for next season, or Hurts?
No, if Phillip Rivers retires, and here's the thing, if that ownership cannot convince Phillip Rivers to come back for one more year, then watch Carson Wentz go to the Colts. I see that happening.
Wow.
Carson Wentz, mark my words, Carson Wentz, if Phillip Rivers retires, Carson Wentz will be an Indianapolis Colt.
We'll start for Philly. I don't know about Jalen Hurts. He only played a few games. I don't know if I trust him yet. Don't know if I trust him.
I do. Jalen Hurts is perfect for Philly. Do you know what Jalen Hurts reminds me of?
Who?
A young Donovan McNabb, except he's quicker.
Come on,
Except he's quicker and he's more agile than Donovan was.
That's an insult, man. Come on, man. Dominic McNabb.
All right, I'll give you one better. All right, fine. I'll give you one better. A young Michael Vick.
Okay, that's better.
And when I say Michael Vick, I mean Atlanta and Michael Vick. Like second year Atlanta Michael Vick. That is what I see with Jalen Hurts. And if that's the case, Philly's going to be a team to be reckoned with. They need that the healthy players. Deshaun, what was his name? Deshaun Jackson. He needs to come back healthy. You need those healthy players, man.
What do you think is going to happen to Matt Ryan? I think Matt Ryan will stay for one more year. He's going to call it a quit after. One of the underrated quarterbacks in the league. Love the guy, respect the guy. Has a lot of talent. Sad that he's in a team on a team called the Atlanta Falcons. This year they should have won more games. Should have been in the postseason, and they lost a lot of games. And it's so sad for Julio and Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan is going to call it a quit after next season. I really think he's going to retire. Actually, John, what do you think about Matt Ryan? It's been a great show so far. John,
what's that?
So what do you think about Matt Ryan's situation in Atlanta? You think he's going to call it a quit after the 2021-2022 season?
Is that his contract?
Well,
yeah, maybe.
Like
you said, he I don't know. They didn't. And he's good. He's good. So I don't know. They just didn't do it, did they? I don't know if you call quits or not. I don't know.
We got a few minutes left, guys. John, it's been a great show.
Yeah, it's all right.
Fabulous show.
What time is it? No, it's not bad. Not bad for me. It's not that late, but anyway.
Was it 9:03 over there?
Yeah, it's funny the time zones. Really, I think we must be in Central Time. It's because Johnny, it would be 3 hours difference from you probably, from where you are.
So you're 9:00. It'd be 9:03.
It'd be Pacific Time, right?
Over there, I think.
But anyway, I don't know.
We got a few more minutes, folks.
Baker Mayfield.
But tell you something, man. I've been waiting for this day for so long for you to come on camera, John. And
that's all right.
I can see you more often, better than the phone call, better than the phone.
Yeah, it's nice when you can see the other person.
You know, it's like a Zoom, a Skype. You know what I mean? Your Skype.
It is. Yeah, it's better. It's better. It's much better. So
all I have to say, you look at the anger in Joker. You can look at the frustrations that man's had when the Steelers lost. He took a lot out of him. Seriously, it really did.
Yeah, it was no fun watching that game.
The goatee.
It was no fun, that's for sure. But
yeah.
The last 5 games were no fun. But we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll see what goes on.
Listen, I've been a Met fan for my entire life. I've been a Knicks fan for my entire life. Me saying, wait until next year. It's just like it's routine with me. So
Like
I mean,
my league.
wait till next year. It's gonna happen. It is what it is. I mean,
Well,
yes,
you
we had a
still-
great beginning of the season.
I mean that way. At least when it's be interesting to see if there'll be any improvement, like you said, maybe some new guys coming on or whatever. But they could use some toughness, like in the running back for Steelers. I'm telling you, maybe someone a little bit bigger. That's the
Well,
problem.
there's a lot of beasts coming out of college this year.
Oh, there is some big guys. So
Who's the running back for Clemson again?
what's that?
The running back for
I
Clemson.
don't know who the running back is. You always just talk about the quarterback all the time because he's been such a hot shot that Trevor Lawrence, but I don't know who the running back is.
Honestly,
They
I
weren't-
want the running back from Alabama.
Happy about losing to Ohio State, I'll tell you that.
I want the quarterback from Alabama, please.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
What was his name? Mac Jones?
Yeah, I think that's his name. Isn't it? Jones, I think. Yeah.
Last night, I knew they're going to kill Ohio State. I just knew it.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it's Nick Saban. Listen, it's Nick Saban. His only kryptonite is Clemson. Not even Ohio State. Clemson is his kryptonite. The fact that Clemson wasn't in that championship game, it was a cinch.
Not disrespect, so to say.
Nick Saban, you gotta understand, Nick Saban is a genius in college football. He sucked in the NFL, but when it came to college football, he is a genius.
Yeah, he is.
He's absolutely a guy that you want on the field, a guy you want on the sideline. You want a guy like Peyton Manning on the sideline coaching you, like in a Tom Brady. You want a guy like that, and you know what? He will be like that one day. He won't be as good as Peyton, but he will have that same mentality.
Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I have this feeling. It's not a prediction. I just have this feeling.
Your feelings are always a prediction. It's always right. So just pull it out. Come on.
Don't be surprised within the next 5 years,
Okay.
maybe less, that the Giants are going to get rid of their coach. Joe Judge, he's gone. He's going to be gone.
Taking
Not
over
this
like
year.
Jason Garrett.
No, Jason Garrett is going somewhere else. I have a feeling Jason Garrett's going to be leaving this year. He's going to be a head coach because he's already got interest in some other teams already got interest in him. But I'm going to say within the next 3 years, you're going to see the Manning brothers, and I say Manning brothers.
Not Peyton.
Yes.
They keep
Peyton.
asking. He has.
No. And it's going to be Peyton, and it's going to be Eli. And they're both going to be the coaches. One's going to be either the quarterback coach or the offensive coordinator. The other one's going to be the head coach. Peyton's going to be the head coach. Eli's going to be either the quarterback coach or the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants. Mark my words.
For the New York, then why do you say the New York Giants? Why don't you say the Denver Broncos when they brought his legacy back, or the Indianapolis Colts? Why specifically the New York Giants, Joker?
Let me ask you this, and I want you to really think about this. When Peyton retired, right?
Manning.
Yeah. When he retired, how many Colts games did you see him at? How many Broncos games did you see him at?
It was more. Actually, to be honest with you, it was more at the Broncos game than the Indianapolis games. No, he was more in Denver than Indianapolis.
He's never went to a Broncos game. He's never went to a Colts game after retirement.
What are you talking about? When they had the statue of him, he went to a game. What are you talking about?
No. They did a monument to him, and he went to that. But he's never went to a game where he just went to a game.
Are you sure about that?
I am 100% sure. I was watching this actually on the Hot Take the other day.
Send it to me. I want to watch it.
And I'm going to tell you like this. He's been, and I put it like this, even though it was Eli's, because his little brother was playing football still, he's been to more New York Giant games than he has Indy and Denver combined.
Because I remember the final game, the farewell game. Yes, I remember now. Yes. You made me think. Okay. You should be the coach, man. Get this guy as a coach.
Oh, me?
Yeah, enough sitting down and smoking that vape and going into the hospital. Just go be a coach, man. Have fun of it.
I would be a hilarious coach. You want to know why?
You'd be like this. You'd be like a Matt Patricia.
No, I wouldn't even be a Matt Patricia. Listen, I would be that coach. And I'm old school, and Mr. Laurinaitis knows what I mean when I say old school. I'm that coach that'll be for you there all throughout. I'm a player's coach. Don't get me wrong. I'm a player's coach. I will fight for you. I will argue my ass off for you. But when it comes time for me to light a fire under your ass because you're not playing to the potential that you need to be playing to, I will do it. I am the Joe Torre. I will be the Joe Torre of football. That's what I will be.
Yeah, good. Well, some of them do need a fire under their ass. That's a good way to put it. It's an old school saying. That's an old saying.
That's why. Don't get me wrong. That's why. If you remember Tom Coughlin, former coach of the New York Giants, he was the New York Giants head coach. He was
Yes.
You do anyway.
He was one of those last coaches that did that because Belichick doesn't even do that. You need a coach that's going to sit there. That's why I like Dan Mullins. Dan Mullins, who's the head coach of the Florida Gators. He literally will come out, and when his players aren't playing the way they should, he gets in their face and he yells at them. You need that coach that lights a fire under your ass to get you so mad that you want to prove him wrong that you're going to play to your top potential. And that's what you need. That's what a lot of these people – everything is so soft now and just, okay, you can't play this way. No, I'm going to yell at you. I'm going to make you feel like you're a kid and I'm your parent. And guess what? I'm going to get you to be the best that you could ever be, and you're going to thank me for it later because you know that just helped your career. That's what you need.
To be honest with you, I think John Gruden is one of the best coaches in the NFL.
John Gruden isn't the same coach he was before.
Okay, let me tell you why I respect John Gruden. He's he's a classy coach. He has a respect for a lot of players on that team, and he's always there. He's always there. He's always on that sideline. He's always seeing what the hell's on that field. That's why I respect John Gruden. I think John Gruden.
Don't get me wrong. You're right in most ways, Joe.
If he wasn't a broadcaster for Sunday night, I think John Gruden would at least have 1 or 2 Super Bowls more.
Joe, you're right in a way, but here's where you're wrong. John Gruden is what they call a babyer. And the reason why they call him a babyer is because, don't get me wrong, Tomlin's the same way. He babies his star players. He babies them, lets them get away with murder. And that is his issue. You need to show the team that if you're going to be a team, you're going to be one. You are all you win as one. You lose as one. You take hits as one. You go down as one. And that's what you need as a coach. You don't need a coach to sit there and be like, yeah, he can get away with that. He's better than you. And that's what you're showing them when you baby star players. I don't give a shit. Excuse me the way I'm going to say this, Joe, but I don't give a shit if you're my star player. You screw up. I'm going to bench your butt, and I'm going to show the rest of the team this is what happens. I don't care. And that's what a lot of these coaches need to do. Stop being a baby and let them play the way they're supposed to play. They're grown men. They're grown adults. You need to start acting like grown adults. If you want to act like an idiot on the field, well, guess what? Your idiot butt can sit on the bench and watch the rest of the players play like professionals.
Well said. Well said. Well said.
Hence why I don't like. That's how I don't like Odell Beckham Jr.
We're gonna go for another 5 minutes, guys. If you guys have any great questions, you can ask.
Are you excited for tomorrow, Joe?
Tomorrow?
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Are you serious?
Are
you serious right now? Are you kidding me right now?
To be honest with you, I'm very disappointed in this Canadian division. How can you have a Canadian division? How can you have Team Russia come on Canadian soil and play, and we can't go and travel outside of the province? Not a fan of that. You got to play three teams Edmonton, 3 teams Calgary. That's boring.
Wait, what?
You didn't let me. You want me to bring it up?
No, just tell me. Just tell me.
So the Leafs have 56 games this year. They're only playing Canadian teams, not American. No Boston Bruins, no Rangers. Same with you guys. You guys are only playing a Pacific of teams, and that's it. So the Leafs will be playing Montreal 3 times. Edmonton Oilers 3 times. It's like a baseball series, back and forth, back and forth. It's messed up.
So they're basically doing everything that they did in the bubble last year. They just played within their division.
Even worse. I wish the bubble was here.
That just sounds ridiculous. I'm just happy hockey's back. That's all.
I'm happy hockey's back, and I'm happy Lundqvist is okay. He's great.
Yes. God bless the king. I really hope he. It's just sad to know that that's where he's at right now. I'm still in shock right now that Chara is no longer a Bruin, that he is actually a Capital. That makes the Capitals a little bit more favorites this year. Because I'm kind of sad. Like, I'm happy I'm home. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that I'm home. I'm kind of sad now I don't get to see Chara play at the Capitals at the Verizon Arena, because that would have been lovely to see.
Why don't you go back to Washington? Go to a Washington game. We'll go, all three of us.
No, I refuse to go back to Washington. Refuse. I don't even want to visit.
Yeah, I know why. That's why.
Look, even here, so they just actually put out yesterday on the TV here. They just came out and said that the Lightning, for the first month, they're not going to have any fans in the stands. After February 2nd, that's when they'll decide if they're going to put fans in the stands. But because they've still been testing everything, especially with the Raptors, since the Raptors play out here. They've been testing everything with the Raptors, which you're going to be very, very angry about, Joe. The Raptors have not donned the Toronto name.
Yeah, I know the Tampa Bay Raptors. I heard that.
They've been calling themselves the Tampa Bay Raptors. And as far as it's been being said, again, this is where you're going to get mad. Tampa Bay is actually pushing to keep them here permanently.
Huh? I swear to God, on my mother, on my father, on the Bruni believers, if that happens, I am done watching basketball. Done completely. Because you know what? Basketball was invented in Canada. We're called the Toronto Raptors. We're not called the Tampa Bay Raptors. How stupid can you get, like the Washington football team? We know it's a football team. We know the Raptors, a dinosaur. You stay in Toronto. That's stupid.
Do you remember how Memphis? Used to be in what was it, Winnipeg?
Vancouver Grizzlies. Yeah, I remember that.
Vancouver Grizzlies. Yeah, well, that might happen again, Joe.
Not happening, buddy. Not happening. Nah, we're going protesting, buddy. Let's go protest. No. That would be an insult to the nation.
Yeah, that would take your last team away.
You know how many fans you'd lose? How many people watching them?
That would take your last team away. That would be the last team that was in Canada for basketball.
And who's saying all this speculation and all this crap?
Oh, they're pushing. They're not speculating. They're just pushing for it.
You think it's going to happen?
No.
They better.
Not unless the organization sees it as a benefit. I don't see it happening. But I mean, Tampa doesn't have a basketball team. They don't. And for this to happen, where Tampa now, the Raptors are playing here, I think it shows the NBA that this would be a good spot for them to have.
Where are they playing? What arena?
The Amalie Arena. It's the same arena that the Lightning play in.
Have you gone to any games or going to any?
No, them things are expensive as hell right now.
How much?
For nosebleed seats, it's like $80.
Really? American? Holy smokes.
I'm at this point. Well, I mean, you gotta also remember I work anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day, so it's like at this point I'm so tired. By the time I get off of work, I don't even want to go to a game. But I will say this: I will have a day, because I just realized how far. When I say I work down the block from these fields, I didn't realize it. I literally work down the block from Raymond J. Stadium. I work down the block from George Steinbrenner Field. So when the Yankees do their preseason and the Super Bowl's happening, it's literally right down the block from my job. Oh, Nikes.
All right.
Ain't that is so wrong.
You read that,
All right,
John?
so,
Grizzlies. What? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, let's put it up again.
What?
that's so wrong, Ing.
Only comes from the Germaning. It's only from the Germaning, folks.
Wow.
You're in the car.
He's in the car. Yeah, he's driving.
What does that mean? What is it? What does the car have to do with your comment?
No, he was gonna come. He was gonna come up, but he's in the car.
Guys, I am wrapping up the show. Joker, John, do you guys have anything else to say to each other? Joker, please tell John to come on here more often on the phone.
Yeah, you need to do this more often, John. Like,
Well,
look, I'm gonna pull a you. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna pull a you, John. You need to. That's right. You need to come on here. That's right.
Come on, John, say it for the end of the show.
What's that?
Say that's right. How you say that? You know.
That's right.
You like his shirt too? You like his shirt? I got him for Christmas.
I don't know if you saw it.
Here, put the picture. Get up.
If you're not with me, then you're a horse's ass. I love it. I love it.
If anybody wants that shirt, let me know. I'll get you one, folks. It's a good shirt. Pass around.
Yeah.
See,
Guys,
I'm in my Batman shirt. I'm a Joker with a Batman shirt on.
Oh,
How bad is that?
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
I like it.
All right. Gentlemen, y'all have a good night. I'm going to get out of here.
Stay safe.
All right, take care. Get some rest.
Take care.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Well, Mr. Leonatus, I want to tell you once again, man, it's been a high honor having you on the show. And
Well, we
talk to you more often on here.
had some fun with Joker and Johnny Savage.
So you take care of yourself. You say hello to Jessica.
Yeah, we're doing our best.
And
Now that I got this kind of figured out, maybe we'll do this more often.
yes, it's easy. Just I'll send it to you. And
Just takes a computer, kind of a person that knows their computers to set me up.
Yeah.
And I'm getting better all the time, but I don't use them enough to get really good at it. You know what I mean? So if I can get a few tips, I learn something every day on these computers, how to set things up like this or just whatever. But see, I'm an old man compared to you guys, the young guys, and they were just bringing in computers when I was in high school. So that just shows you my age. And then back then the computers were, look at this we got here, these laptops. Now you can use your phone now as a laptop, really. I mean, you can do everything with a phone now that you can do on a laptop almost.
Yeah.
The technology's come this far, and a lot of it's good, but the only thing I don't like is, well, I don't know. I guess it's good. Right now it doesn't matter because we're getting all these orders to stay at home, and you were talking about what do you call it? Not quarantine, but what do you call it? Staying home early, getting,
John, not happening under my watch. That's all I got, everybody.
I don't think they'll probably.
That's all I got to say.
I don't think they'll go after people unless they know that people are actually abusing it, as they're going out after that hour to go to some big do or something. Then they get wind of it, they'd probably track down. I don't think they're gonna come on the guy if he's 10 minutes late walking the dog. I don't think they're gonna find the guy. I can't see why they do it. It's just it doesn't make sense, and I don't see that a curfew like that being able to. It's not gonna be what's the word? It's not gonna be the end of COVID just because of that shit. They tried everything else, and it's just gotten worse and worse. So, you can't stop everybody. A lot of people are doing their best to try and at least be reasonable, but there's always that, just like the Capitol building, there's always that small amount of people that, they don't give a shit what happens. They just like to get involved and cause shit. So that's what you get for people like that. So,
sure.
I mean, a curfew to me is just a little bit ridiculous. It's not like, we're not in a war, having a war or something like that where you.
We're in a third world country, if you want to say.
Yeah, we're not having exactly, where they, they have coups and they go in and take the, the rebels go in and take out the president or whatever by force or something. We don't do that, but well, they think they are now with the way it's operating. But I mean, we don't need that shit. I don't think we do, but whatever. It's not it won't fix anything.
No.
It just makes people more mad because then they're stuck in the house more. I mean, surely you can, if you need to get a quart of milk or something, you should be able to at least go out and go to the store after 8 o'clock. I would think so.
Yeah.
What are they going to say to you? You can't get milk for your kids? Come on.
We live in a nation that
getting a little bit, like a bad movie.
Mr. Leonidas, we're dividing way too many people out there. That's why.
Well, yeah, that's good.
I stand with the American people, and especially I stand with the facts. And the facts are, if you're not with John Leonidas, then you are a real horse's ass. That's all that matters on this show, on this panel. Folks, it's been an honor having Mr. John Leonidas.
It's a statement. It's not. I mean, I don't mind it. I don't think everyone has to agree on everything, but my main mindset is just people got to be reasonable and what's the word? Use common sense in their life, in all parts of their life. And not, but a lot of people won't. So, that's what happens when you get this crap going on. I don't know. Well, anyway.
Okay,
Joe, thanks for this diet. I'm going to try and keep on it. It's different than I've ever used before, but I'm learning some new foods. And hopefully it'll be healthy for me. I'm more into the fruit and vegetables now, which it never was before. So
make sure you have your apple. Make sure you have your apple.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have one here.
Have one right now.
I got to go to bed shortly. I got an appointment in the morning. I got to start my alarm clock because I've been pretty slack lately. But yeah, I'm gonna have one.
Okay, take care of yourself, John.
And you too. Thanks again.
God bless you, brother.
All right, bye-bye.
My beautiful people, folks, I keep saying on a daily basis and every single Saturday night or shows when I have like Tuesday like this, it will be a show to never be forgotten. But this is a show to never forget. This is the first time that Mr. John Leonidas from Lubbock Dam, Texas, came on the show on StreamYards. Finally got a beautiful computer from his son Ron and came on and talked about the facts. Not only is he's a Booney believer, but he's a believer in everything on this show. It's been my high honor to represent you this show every single weekend. I'm honored and I love you guys so much. May everyone respect this country and respect this flag. And we shall see you very soon. The Packers will win. Go Packers, go. The nation will be watching for you. Thank you all. We'll see you guys soon. Go Packers, go, baby. I love you all.